close.
Not even close to an impression. What's up, stream? I don't know whether anyone's watching yet, but hopefully they are. My name's Liam, this is Trenton.
Hi, I'm Trenton.
We'll introduce ourselves again at some point. Welcome to the fourth bi-monthly, happens like approximately twice a month.
It's got to be like 3 monthly, I don't know, tri-monthly?
Tri-monthly?
Yeah, sure.
It happens every now and again, but the Victoria Vintage Rotisserie Draft, we're just waiting for the last participant to arrive. There were some wires being crossed. He thought it started an hour later than it did. But he should be here soon, so that's good. Let us know in Twitch chat if you're there.
Also, in Twitch chat, let us know if our sound is good.
Yeah, if you can't hear us.
Everything's running smoothly. Because, first VRD, I was, way too close to the mic.
Yeah, you were. You were fucking yelling.
Yeah, well, I wasn't yelling. I just,
You are yelling currently.
Sure, but Jared told me to get, closer to the mic, so I got really close, and it ended up,
Alright.
making the stream sound terrible, so...
Yeah. Anyway, let us know about sound quality throughout. We're just doing a little pre-stream. We're going to stream all the way through, obviously. When the picks start, we'll just start commentating on them. But we figured we'd do a little intro on the players, talk about who they are. I have some pretty good inside information. I know 7 of these 8 players are planning on playing.
Who don't you know?
I don't know anything about Spencer.
Oh,
the player who's not here yet.
Sure, but he's a wild card anyway.
Yeah,
He'd probably tell you that he was playing shops and then play Kobolds or something like that.
Yeah.
Last time he went for shops.
Yeah. He went for shops last time, so he's probably not going for shops this time.
Celebrity analyst Brett points out that last time he did go for shops.
I'll just be back here crunching the numbers.
Yeah, perfect. We need a number crunch here.
Old number cruncher Brett.
Yeah, so let's go through a quick rundown of who everyone is, because we've got a lot of new faces in this draft, actually. So we'll just go 1 to 8 in the pick order, talk about who everyone is, what they generally play in other formats, what we might expect to see out of them in this draft.
Any sort of sweet, tournament swag,
Yeah.
Have they top-8'd certain tournaments or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. So let's start with Rowan.
Accomplishments.
Rowan's a pretty new player to Victoria. He just moved here this year. He's a first-year university student at UVic. But he's already, fairly entrenched in the Legacy community. Plays, a lot of Eternal Magic. Recently started playing Highlander as well.
He's pretty good. He's also a really cool guy.
Yeah,
super sportsman-like.
Super rad guy.
Yeah.
So Rowan, pretty well known for playing disruptive strategies. Really likes his white hate cards.
Yeah.
In Legacy, he plays red white painter. Although a very interesting list that's largely his own design.
Yeah, he has a rest in peace that is all slimed out.
Well, he has multiple rest in pieces.
Multiple rest in pieces. He's all in on the disruptive, nice strategy. I have white sideboard cards plan.
Yeah, you're dead. So anyway, Rowan's first, and I've talked to Rowan a little bit, not a whole lot though, because he's actually been in Vancouver preparing for this, which has been kind of interesting.
Special shout out to him. He came over on a ferry this morning just to play in the VRD.
Especially to play the VRD, so that's pretty cool. So I talked to him a little bit though. His plan, as far as I know, is to draft some kind of blue-red tempo deck.
Is he picking
with the Lotus?
He's picking Lotus.
Yeah, as far as I know, maybe he's going to pick Ancestral.
Okay,
but he wants to draft some kind of blue-red tempo strategy. But he also probably wants to include the twin combo somewhere in there. He did message me asking whether we would have a Village Bell Ringer on site. So that was good.
Super spicy.
Fortunately, we have a foil.
Yes.
Because I like that card.
Love it.
So I have a foil Village Bell Ringer for him. So that's what he's looking to draft. I don't know what any of his sort of backup plans are, whether he has any. I'm fairly certain he does. He said he's been brewing the format a fair amount with his friends in Vancouver. So hopefully, if blue ends up being a pretty hotly contested color, which it might well be.
Typically is.
So a brief review of what VRD is like. Typically, a table can support 3 blue players.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times you end up with 4. And all of the blue players' decks end up being not quite as good. But
Unless the blue player, like the fourth blue player, is playing something different.
Or is like really hard in on artifacts kind of thing.
Yeah, like Tinker and stuff like that. Those aren't really blue. Like they are blue cards, but they aren't part of the blue package that you get. Like Force of Will,
they're not cards.
Counterspell, Mana Drain.
Yeah.
All these like really insane blue cards.
Exactly.
Caster Mage, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, which are gonna go really, really highly.
Yeah, like Jace is a very high pick typically just because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And this format is still like Draft. Like it's not like constructed. So if you land like a True Name Nemesis against like sort of a fair deck or a Jace like really really early, you can just outright win the game.
Yeah, you can just straight ranch someone.
Yeah. Just ranch him.
Just ranch him completely. But anyway, yeah. So I would expect that Rowan's gonna take Lotus. For those of you who don't know, imagine this draft as there is one big booster pack with every single Magic card ever printed in it, and these people are going to take turns. Perhaps put your phone on mute. No worries. Perhaps they're going to take turns picking from that booster pack, but obviously it's not actually a physical booster pack. They're just going to write in what their picks are.
And it's open, so they're not like picking
cards secretly
or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a rotisserie draft, right?
Yeah,
so all the cards are basically face up. So if you had every card in Magic's history face up in front of you, this is what you'd be picking from, right?
Yeah.
Everything from like Jace the Mind Sculptor to like 0/3, 0 mana walls.
As long as it's legal in Vintage, it's legal here.
Yeah, we're not playing with like Conspiracies or Chaos Orb or any of the anti cards. Like
no.
it is a Vintage ban list for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
There's one card that's giant if you draft it 15th or something, right?
Yeah, there is a Conspiracy card that you're allowed to draft.
Really?
Yeah. Which, if you draft it 45th, ends up being a 45/45.
Okay, sorry.
No,
like you can
each round is 15 cards.
Sorry, yeah. It's only 15/15.
You can draft like cards that
From
are draft
Conspiracy.
specific from Conspiracy, but you can't actually draft
Conspiracies.
Conspiracy cards because there is no command zone in Vintage.
Yeah, exactly. And also they're banned in Vintage.
Yes, they're
Conspiracies are.
banned in Vintage because there is no command zone to put them in.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Rowan. Like potentially playing blue red. I think taking Lotus, though. You are right that like, maybe he's like planning to take Ancestral, throw over
Yeah,
curveball.
it's weird. Like these decisions can change really fast, and like if you're planning on going blue-red, Ancestral like can feel more important than a Lotus for you. But I think it all depends on what you're trying to build. I feel like if you're trying to build twin combo,
Lotus
you're
is
probably
just better.
You're probably taking Lotus just so that you can have like the extra really fast kills.
Yeah.
As well as if you're playing like twin combo, you don't have to take any of these twin cards really early, which means that you can take all the cards that are really good with Lotus, like Jace the Mind Sculptor, like any of these other Planeswalkers, and like Force of Wills and like free counter magic and mana drains and stuff like that really highly, and then later on take your combo pieces when you feel like they might be unsafe at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then you'll basically just have a good deck with like a decent win condition as well.
Sorry, I have to add Spencer to the Google document.
Perfect.
Kiki Pestermite usually flows pretty late too.
Yeah, like Pestermite, Kiki, Deceiver Exarch, these all float pretty late because they're not insanely powerful without the combo. They're fine cards, but
I don't know.
So we know Jonah is
Jonah's plan.
Jonah's plan is pretty interesting, but we'll tell you a little bit about him. He recently started playing Legacy, right? He's usually just a drafter.
He's a standard player.
Standard guy. Likes Modern too.
Yeah, Modern standard player. I think Modern's his favorite format.
Modern is definitely his favorite format by far. He has a couple decks. He had like Scapeshift and wanted to build like Junk Abzan for a while.
Yeah, he is Bloom Titan. Had Bloom Titan.
Yeah, Bloom Titan as well. Jonah's a pretty good player. He's also a super cool guy.
That's a pretty consistent theme of
like we don't just pick random dinguses, right? But like
I mean, you and I got into
sure, yeah, we are the not low, but
that's fine.
I always have fun playing against Jonah. That's something that I can say, which is nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Jonah, was a pretty late addition. We had Tyler Woolley, a local player who's quite good. Was like played on the Pro Tour before.
Yeah, unfortunately he just couldn't make it.
Yeah, he just time constraints meant that he like sort of could make it, but was like, ideally, if you could find me a last minute replacement, that would be great.
Yeah,
and
like,
we did. Jonah stepped up.
He was willing to miss, I guess he coaches a baseball team. He was willing to miss, like, a game that they were having today just to come to the VRD. But certain circumstances came up, and he just couldn't miss it. So that's totally understandable. And Jonah was, like, happy to step in, which is sweet. I'm excited.
Yeah, so Jonah is drafting Jonah's plan, and I think he only has one plan because he doesn't think it's going to be very hotly contested, is to draft Merfolk.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting.
Kate is wooing in the background. She's super stoked about it.
So Jonah's plan is to take Ancestral and then draft counterspells really highly. And his theory is that since he's mono blue, he doesn't have to waste any early picks on fixing, and he can use all those picks to pick up like basically all the counterspells.
Yeah.
And then all the actual like synergistic pieces of his deck, he actually can just pick up 30th through 45th, basically, right?
Yeah, nobody's taking, like, Lord of Atlantis or Curse Catcher or any of these cards, yeah.
Like, there are some of them, like, you know...
True Name, he's going to want to take.
Yeah,
early.
like, the True Name Nemesis is obviously a card he wants to take highly. Phantasmal Image is probably a card he's going to need to take higher.
Yeah, Image is pretty good in
VRD. Is one that might go.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, a lot of his cards are really not very contested. So I think it's a pretty interesting strategy.
The strategy is interesting, though, because if he's one of the... Pardon?
We need to hurry up. They're ready to go.
Okay. So if he's one of the blue players, that means there's less blue players to attack your fish into. So like he might have to take picks like Spreading Seas, Seize Claim, stuff like that.
I believe that is the plan. So next, let's talk about Spencer.
He was super late, but now he's here. He thought it started at 11, so I guess he's like technically on time for what he thought it started at. He's like pretty good. He's top 8 at every SCG Open he's been to, I believe. Plays Elves and Legacy.
Yeah,
Legacy's
the Legacy portion of the Opens.
Legacy and Highlander are his formats. He's like a pretty chill guy. He is crazy though. He's definitely a wild card. We have no idea what he's going to pick. It's going to be pretty interesting. I'm excited to see his first pick.
Yeah.
And then we have Noel Robin. He's like PTQ top 8, like
finals master extraordinaire.
Finals master
Noel Robin. No, like a very good player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like pretty classically a green player, but who knows? He might draft something else in this format.
Yeah, Noel's pretty open to adaptation. Adam Price. Pretty sweet guy. Loves brewing. Loves black. Black's his favorite color.
Yeah. So he plays Highlander primarily more than anything else.
Highlander's his format. He loves like Nether Void. Yeah. Just that type of guy. But he's also pretty sweet. Has a sick afro.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he plays like the most hateful decks ever, right? That like.
But he's super nice guy.
Yeah, but like is unreal polite about the fact that you're never casting another spell this game.
It's like, oh yeah, dude, that sucks, man. I played Nether Void and you're just dead.
Yeah, you're just straight dead. But anyway, yeah, so that's Adam. Connor, a guy who plays a lot of Highlander, is also, kind of interestingly, he's a really big cube player, actually, a big cube designer. That's what he spends a lot of his Magic time doing.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
Cube is a great format.
Yeah, super sick. So actually, this is really important. Noel's plan for this draft is to potentially try and draft Time Vault, which I think no one will expect, because everyone thinks that he's a green player.
So they think he might pick Mox Emerald, but he'll actually take Time Vault?
Like I was talking to Jeremy earlier, and Jeremy was like, yeah, I think I have Noel on Mox Emerald, but Noel is picking Time Vault if it gets to him.
Ooh, spicy, alright.
Adam Price, this is great. Adam wants to pick Mox Jet and draft Doomsday.
Ooh, that's so spicy. Wow, I'm excited.
Connor, is like a cube player. He has 3 plans going into this draft that I know of. His first plan, he wants to draft Affinity.
Yeah.
His second plan is he might want to try and draft Infect if blue is more open.
Yeah.
And he also has like a blue-red control deck that he could draft. He also like potentially could draft a green-black reanimated deck if need be. Jer, so Jer.
He's hosting the VRD at his Magic Mansion, this super big house. He's awesome.
Jeremy's the nut. He's great. Yeah. So Jeremy's plans going into this draft, he said he's really just going to like sort of let the draft come to him. Because he's in 7th, so he has like a lot of plans lined up. He was thinking about potentially trying to be the Tinker deck at the table.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But he also had some other plans as well.
Yeah, Jared's a pretty prepared guy, so
yeah. And then Marcus Spudzia.
He's last again.
Last again. So he drafted in the very first Victoria VRD, and drafted a sort of junk aggressive deck. Junk is in
Came,
Abzan.
yeah, came second or third.
Second.
Yeah.
And so he was telling me that his plan for this draft is he would like to be sort of like a green-black reanimator style deck.
Okay, cool. Like a survival hermit
Yeah,
druid sort of?
that kind of deck.
Yeah.
That kind of deck.
Cool.
But if that's not possible, he's instead going to just try and draft black-white.
Yeah, black white's his thing. All right, cool. So Rowan picks Ancestral Recall.
Yeah, so we were
Holy-
talking about this.
Yeah. So this pick is really interesting.
Yeah.
There's arguments for both, and
I don't know the exact percentage of the number of times that people have picked Recall first instead of Lotus. I don't know. Celebrity statistician Brett Franklin, do you have anything to comment about this?
Super low. Like it maybe happened in Seattle like once out of 9.
Yeah.
Never
yeah,
happened.
so like once out of 9 in Seattle, maybe.
Yeah.
It's never happened here, so we'll see where Rowan takes this. It's really interesting. Might mess Jonah up because he was planning on Recall.
Yeah, because Jonah like basically assumed that he was getting Recall.
I think Jonah can still take
Lotus in his deck.
Lotus
still great.
and his Merfolk deck is actually still really good.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
I actually think that like interestingly enough, like
Well, like Recall's not really amazing in like a tempo style strategy, anyways, right?
well, it's fine, right?
It's always good, but like it's not at its best in like a tempo style strategy. But like the fast mana can be super good.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like I would be pretty surprised if Jonah doesn't take Lotus here.
yeah, like if Jonah takes
Okay, so
yeah,
Jonah
perfect.
takes Lotus.
So
Good,
Jonah,
good audible on his part.
so if Jonah takes Lotus, he has options to do turns like play Island, play Lotus, break Lotus for True Name, hold up Spell Pierce, like Stifle Daze, Force of Will, any of these like low end counter magic that he gets. So
yeah, absolutely. And Spencer takes Mox Sapphire.
interesting.
That's
So-
pretty interesting. So Spencer's not known for his love of blue cards.
No, not at all. I think this might be a concession to Spencer thinking that Mox Sapphire is probably just the best pick,
Yeah.
rather than something that he is
All right,
willing to play.
and Noel picks up
Yeah.
Time Vault. I have no idea where Spencer's going to go with this Sapphire, but I agree. Like, so interestingly enough, what pick were you when you were in the VRD? I was third.
I was second.
Okay.
I took
So you took
Recall. and
I took Mox Sapphire as well for the same
Yeah,
reason. Just
yeah.
like I was like, it's the most powerful card. Adam takes Jet. That's not super surprising. He does love black mana.
Yeah. I think Spencer might be trying to go with the Tinker route.
Oh, that's possible.
That's a reason to pick Mox Sapphire, but Jeremy might foil his plans by taking Tinker like he said he
So
might. Yeah.
we're potentially set up for a pretty interesting situation, right? Because so far, all 5 of the first players are Library of Alexandria.
Ooh,
out of
that's
Connor
interesting.
McCleary.
Wow. So
That's
Connor,
a pretty strong statement.
yeah, Connor is basically saying that he wants to play Control,
Yeah,
like very very heavily.
and that rules
And
out.
he's willing to not fight over the real cards for it.
Yeah,
He's willing to not fight over all of the fast mana for it.
Yeah.
Like he didn't take Soul Ring first.
Yeah.
Which is like Soul Ring's pretty good in the Control like Planeswalker deck.
Oh, it's possible we're being trolled.
We might be trolled. That's very very likely.
Library's really good with Serum Powder.
Nope, he is Library.
Okay, so he does take Library. This
Oh,
pick's
they're-
fine.
they're just trying to make
Library
it
is
fit.
a really good card.
Yeah, like obviously super powerful magic card. Jeremy takes Mox Ruby. That's super interesting.
So I think Jeremy. The thing about Jeremy is he knows Spencer is so crazy that he might be audibling to not play Tinker based on Spencer's first pick.
I mean, I think Jeremy's like hopefully correctly recognized that so far 6 players want to play blue at this table.
Yeah.
So
okay,
Jonah, it's unclear,
you-
but we have the inside information.
Well, like Noel and Adam are still unclear as well.
Sure.
But you do want to play blue if you're playing Time Vault. You just want Ponders and you still want Tinker when you're playing Time Vault and Tezzeret and stuff like that.
Yeah. Although like Brent Frankson, sitting in the room with us, like when he first picked Time Vault in this, I guess you were 5th when you got it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you just ended up playing Sui Black, right? With Time Vault.
Well, I got Jet and Time Vault.
Yeah, which was kind of nutty.
So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Marcus,
picks up
Emerald.
Pearl Emerald, so a lot of fast mana. Going to lead into an aggressive deck pretty well if he wants to play one.
Yeah, he said he wanted to lean towards black white, but I can see him playing green white. It's
So
not
they're-
like, green white's a pretty decent deck.
So all of the Moxen are gone. Jeremy wheels Time Walk, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. We still haven't seen Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, any of this other fast mana.
Yeah. I think that Spencer can potentially make a statement in his next pick by picking maybe Mana Crypt Tinker on the wheel.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because we were theorizing that Jer would.
Oh, holy crap! If Noel gets Tinker though, he gets the Tinker Time Vault deck. And Connor takes Force of Will. Yeah. Interesting.
Sorry.
So we're theorizing that Jer wouldn't be in blue because there are so many blue drafters, but he still takes Time Walk. So I'm thinking that might be a splash in the future.
Yeah,
like splashing Time Walk is very reasonable.
It's very doable, and it's like a super powerful splashy effect. This draft could end up like this draft is probably going to test how good people's backup plans are because there's no way Adam Price second picks Dark Ritual.
Yeah, so I don't think Dark Ritual is a really good pick there.
No, I don't love that pick either. Noel picks Soul Ring. He doesn't pick Tinker. Maybe he thinks he can wheel it.
That's like not.
It's not insane. It's like Soul Ring Time Vault's fine.
But I think Spencer's really happy here if he's planning to go on the Tinker plan, though.
I mean, like...
I think you just snap off Tinker here, like, really fast, and then...
Unless Spencer's decided, I don't want to fight this blue war, right? Like...
That's possible.
No, okay, Spencer does snap off Tinker.
So he's on Tinker like we expected.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I would expect Jonah to maybe pick Daze here, maybe Counterspell. Ideally in this spot, he wanted to take Force of Will, but... Demonic Tutor.
Hold on. Is Jonah audibling in the storm?
I think Jonah might be harsh audibling in the storm.
I am so excited if he's audibling in the storm.
I mean, I think it's a great decision if he is because
I think maybe DT is actually like a really good pick here because you can play other colors in your Merfolk deck. You don't have to play mono blue. That's not a requirement.
Rowan second picks Treasure Cruise. Interesting. He wants to draw all the cards.
All right.
What else is he picking on the wheel? Young Pyromancer. That's too early.
So I think the PZ is a little too early. But he has said that he really wants to be blue red. But like I don't think. Oh, it's actually Pyromancer is quite a unique effect. So it's possible.
It is, and you know what? Actually, so in defense of taking that card, Jeremy's deck looks like one that would take Young Pyromancer now. Like. It's impossible to know that Jeremy's unlikely to take that card this early, but maybe Young Pyromancer is an important enough card to Rowan that he wants it, and Jonah takes his Volcanic Island.
Ooh, interesting. All right, so I think we think Jonah's going Storm.
Most likely. Which is interesting because there's going to potentially be some tension with Adam.
Yeah,
Adam second picking Dark Ritual.
Yeah, Adam has Dark Ritual. He wants.
Spencer picks up Mana Crypt. That's a really late Mana Crypt.
Wow, yeah. That's super good for Spencer. That gives
gonna crush these guys.
that gives him really good turn one Tinker ability.
Potential, yeah.
Because he can also draft the Soul Lands, so he can go Soul Land, Mox Sapphire, Tinker, or Mana Crypt Island Tinker. Mana Vault, fine pick.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot.
I think Noel might be on stacks actually. Like stacks with Time Vault misses.
It's true. Werebear's still up. I know it's a powerful card, but unlikely that it gets drafted.
Nobody's taken Psychotog yet.
I just almost pushed Trenton off his chair.
Not very good.
Adam picks Vampiric Tutor. So there's potentially going to be a bit of a fight here between Jonah and Adam.
See, I think Adam should have picked Demonic Tutor.
Demonic Tutor in that Dark Ritual spot, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, that Dark Ritual is certainly overvalued. Like, I think it's a card that you can conceivably pick in the 7 through 10 spot. Brainstorm and a Connor. I don't hate that pick. I don't love it either, though.
I'm not a big fan.
What was Connor's first again?
Library of Alexandria. He really wants to be a control deck.
It's I think Connor should be picking up better counterspells.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he has library, so he's not going to have time to cast all these brainstorms or ponders or anything like that in the first couple turns of the game. He'll just want to hold up open mana.
In a 40-card deck, is Serum Vision.
He should probably take Daze too, even though Daze plus library typically not a combo.
No, it kind of is a combo. It helps you get back up to 7 after you have to fight a counter war. Because he has Force of Will in his deck too, right?
Yeah. So the thing
I actually think Connor might be headed towards Reanimator.
So good.
Yeah.
Reanimator, you think?
I think so.
That's possible.
That's another strategy that he talked about potentially playing. And Jared takes Snapcaster Mage. So Jeremy apparently is going to play blue as well.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue, 4 solid blue players right now. And Jonah, Adam
probably
can,
in blue.
Still,
Jonah and Adam are both sort of being blue.
And Noel.
That's true. That's
Did
true.
anybody walk yet?
Yeah. Jeremy took time walk on the wheel.
You guys stop talking. Just have a sec.
Marcus takes Chrome Mox.
I don't like this pick. I think I like Mox Diamond better, but I think you can. I think these can go a little later too.
I think we needed to spend more time on these players.
You mean like teaching them?
Don't like Deathrite Shaman either. Nobody else is picking Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, at a table with this many blue players, I think
Yeah,
you're probably
like
pretty safe.
Adam might be picking Deathrite Shaman. Like from his perspective,
Jared
Adam might
takes
be
Strip Mine.
picking, but I think Marcus wanted that Strip Mine. Like I think if he went Strip Mine Waste, I would have been super happy with that.
Yeah,
pick.
so Jeremy did say that he was potentially just going to try and hate on people's mana. So, okay, I actually don't hate picking Ponder out of Connor because I think cantrips are going to be at a pretty high premium at this table.
That's fair.
I think you probably want the counterspells first, generally, but in a world where we have a player who's gone Mox Jet Dark Ritual Vamp and a player who's gone Black Lotus DT,
yeah,
taking those and Volcanic Island indicating that he might end up being a blue player as well. Adam picks Thoughtseize. It's pretty early.
It's not terrible. I think
That's
it's
right
fine.
on time.
Yeah,
You think? Yeah, you like Thoughtseize in the 4 slot?
Thoughtseize from like 4th to 6th is probably pretty decent.
Yeah.
It is quite essential to his strategy. I don't think the Voltaic Q there is like a good pick.
Honestly,
It's a
right
safe
now,
pick.
it kind of just looks to me like Spencer and Noel are just going to kill everyone. And Noel picks the Voltaic Key, which I think is pretty safe. Picks it up in the 4th round. You don't want to float it forever. Spencer could conceivably take it as like a card that hate drafts but is also good in his deck. Grim Monolith out of Spencer, pretty reasonable.
Entering the room.
Okay, so this is an interesting moment for Jonah.
Ooh,
Show and tell.
Okay,
Great. I really like this
Alright.
audible.
That's a really
So
good spot.
now he's audibling into Reanimator when he doesn't see anybody else picking.
Well,
those
he's
cards,
not even
I'm pretty
necessarily
sure.
Reanimator. He could be like the Sneak and Show style deck as well.
Lightning Bolt going super late actually.
Yeah, Lightning
nope.
Bolt often goes early, and I think Jeremy really wanted that Lightning Bolt. And Rowan picks up Eidolon of the Great Revel as well.
Wow, so Rowan is all in on blue red. His mana is going to be absolutely terrible.
Well,
he has to pick up.
and Jonah
pretty
picks up
early.
Emrakul. Yeah,
Okay,
so
perfect.
he is going to be on the Sneak and Show plan. I don't love that Emrakul pick. I don't think he needs to pick it this early.
Crystal Brand.
I think Jonah
Yeah.
might be a little out of his element and what he's prepared to do.
I think that Rowan first picking Ancestral Recall,
Throw him off.
yeah, potentially threw him off pretty badly. But I don't know. He seems to be making do reasonably well. I actually think that potentially picking Emrakul there is, or that the deck he's audibling into is good. My one concern is whether his card knowledge is deep enough to flush out the entire deck.
My concern is that he's going to accidentally drop black and start building blue-red Sneak and Show when he should really be getting Reanimator in there too.
Right.
Yeah, like I think a Reanimator
I mean,
package is really good as well.
he's the
It's
only
like-
one with a dual land so far.
I think Gristlebrand is a very defensible pick there. I think it's better than Emrakul because Gristlebrand is like just typically better than Emrakul.
Who else is picking Gristlebrand at this table, though?
Well, like
I think no one's picking either of those.
Well,
cards.
like the thing is, you don't know what Adam Price is on yet, right? Like we
That's
do,
true.
but they don't. So
That's
like we
true.
have to.
Adam could very easily be Reanimator.
We have to kind of like look from their perspective and he picks Thoughtseize and Thoughtseize is like still good when you're targeting yourself to get Gristlebrand in the graveyard, right?
Noel picks up a super early Mind Twist, but I think in his deck that is going to generate a fair amount of mana. It's probably okay.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, he's got Soul Ring and Mana Vault, right? Like he's doing some broken mana
he's
stuff.
totally fine. Nobody's picked up a Soul Land yet.
If you're Adam, what
I
do you
don't
pick
think
up
you need
first, Entomb or Gristlebrand?
I don't think Adam's drafting. He's not drafting Reanimator. He's drafting Doomsday.
The problem
I mean,
is,
like, that's his plan.
If
You
Adam
stop
is drafting,
your leg.
if Adam is drafting Doomsday, he wants to be blue as well. So,
Yeah.
like I think maybe mana fixing is a pretty high priority for him right now.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I still think this draft is like the interesting story of, Underground Sea
I
for
think that's a
Adam.
defensible
There's-
pick.
I think it's fine too. I think you want to be picking mana fixing at this point.
Just because he needs the mana fixing because Doomsday is so black, but he also
Spell
needs
Pierce
to
out of
blue
Connor.
spells.
I really like the
Spell
Spell
Pierce
Pierce
really
pick.
good, yeah.
You guys should bring up how the fetch lands are secretly better than the dual lands in this format.
That is also
Yeah,
true.
no, they are pretty good.
Fetch lands better than dual lands.
Watery Grave's like no
because-
downside in this format.
Yeah, you have Watery Grave and stuff like that.
So Days out of Jeremy, and then Wasteland from Marcus.
Yeah, interesting that Jeremy didn't pick Wasteland and try to wield the Days.
Yeah. Because
Maybe
there's no way
he has
Marcus is
another pick.
there's no way that Marcus is taking days, right?
No, he's never taking days.
Like,
But like Marcus correctly takes Wasteland. He's
Yeah.
super happy to see
Jeremy
that.
takes Spell Snare. There are just so many blue players at this table.
I liked Spell Snare from Jeremy just because it goes well with his Snapcaster range.
I think it's fine. I just think
Um,
that one of these blue players is gonna have to audible
Yeah.
out, or their deck's gonna be really bad.
I think Misstep would have been better from Jeremy though.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
Well, we still don't know how low to the ground his deck's gonna be, right?
that's true.
I
Like,
think if Rowan wants to survive, he's got to get like Goblin Guide in there.
he already picked
So-
his like last two picks were Lightning Bolt, Eidolon, and the Grey Rebel, so he's pretty hard committing to being a very aggressive.
He's probably
deck.
gonna be like red splash blue for Recall Treasure Cruise. So he's probably just gonna be playing like a red burn deck, and like just draw 3 cards off of Ancestral and draw 3 Lightning Bolts and
Yeah,
deal 9 to you.
Rowan's gotta let Jeremy do the tempo thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that Rowan's got to let Jeremy fall down the trap that is trying to draft tempo at this table, because I don't think it's doable.
No, it's gonna be very tough.
Like if you look at the cards that are already gone, like he's not gonna have Channel from Noel Robin
the old black spell into double green spell.
into double
I
green
see.
spell. Oh, so and what's interesting is that Channel pick makes Jonas Emrakul pick look so much better.
That's true, actually. Wow.
Painter Servant out of Spencer pretty early, but I mean, I guess he wants to take it on the wheel now because he worries about Noel potentially taking it.
That's fair.
Um,
He got Academy, which is really good for him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he and Noel were potentially going to be fighting over
I feel
Torian
like Painter
Academy.
Servant Grindstone combo was something Rowan could easily slide into too.
Maybe.
It's the Blood Moon.
Oh yeah, like he could be playing like Blue Red Blood Moon with like Painter Servant. So like that's something that is very possible, and it's
Rowan-
also something
Likes-
familiar with Rowan. Yeah.
Rowan picks Scalding Tarn. I don't think that that's very good in his deck. I think he wants to just like kill his opponent quickly and like potentially draft Splinter Twin. But I think that Painter Grindstone is like a little too clunky of a combo for that deck.
That's like a fair analysis.
I agree, but I also think it's something he knows, which he's familiar with, that he'd auto go to.
I mean, like people.
Yeah, but I don't
people-
think like you. I don't think you can shoehorn him into just playing that strategy. Misty Rainforest out of Jonah. Yeah. Now the run on lands is starting.
Yeah. So like I like this pick of Scalding Tarn Steam Fence from Rowan.
Yeah, he needs his mana to be good.
He needs some good mana if he's going to play Eidolon as a Great Revel.
Yeah, if he's gonna like realistically try and play this double blue spell, and Spencer picks the Grindstone,
See,
not,
so, like,
not taking a chance.
So like the reason Spencer's picking like back-to-back combos like this is because he is such a hateful person. If he were in anybody else's seat, he probably would have taken Grindstone. Like if he had taken
Well-
Painter Servant and like Jonah, and he was in Jonah's seat, he probably would have taken Grindstone. Like not actually, but like he can see it. Like he can see these scenarios
Dash
happening
order
to
out
him.
of Noel.
Yeah.
Whoa, is Noel just completely
What?
audibling? Well, I guess it's not an audible.
No,
he's
it's
just gonna
fine.
play
He
mono
just has, like,
green.
a lot of fast mana.
Yeah, he's just gonna play mono green with a bunch of fast mana and time vault combo. I mean, I guess that's fine, right? The time vault like is a little clunky in that deck, but like
It's pretty clunky. Like
Adam picks his Doomsday.
That's no good.
Well, it's pretty early, but
Very early. I think.
Could have been 45th.
Yeah.
likely, yeah. There are a lot of cards that could have been 45th. Connor picks Flooded Strand. The run on lands continues.
Yeah, like I think Adam should have picked a fetch land there if he couldn't think of anything.
I suspect we'll see fetch land out of Jeremy here, or a land of some variety. Delver of Secrets.
Nope, Jeremy's all in. Not a big fan of this pick.
I hate that pick. I think. Well, I don't hate that pick. Actually, it's fine. But it's just like, I guess, like as long as he picks up a land on the wheel here, I'm fine with it. Like I'm fine picking up Delver because Delver's a card that Rowan might play. Fauna Shaman, but not Survival of the Fittest.
I mean, it being a 2/2 isn't like always irrelevant, but it's definitely worse.
It's definitely worse than Survival.
That's fine though.
Let's sincerely hope that Marcus picks up Survival as well. Not
then,
yet. Interesting.
and-
All right. Well, who knows? So yeah, I really want to see a land out of Jeremy here, because we're very quickly
running out of blue-red lands. Yes.
running out of ways to fix your mana, and like
it's actually he doesn't have to be red here.
no, that's true. He can just be mono blue.
Well, like he could be blue X. Still.
Holy hell!
Very
that's
late
a
mana drain.
Pretty late mana drain.
But like he can just play Mox for value, like value Mox. Like
Sure,
maybe
sure.
Mox Ruby was like a hedge pick to see where Rowan went, and then once Rowan goes to Young Pyromancer, Jeremy just starts taking blue cards because he sees that the rest of the players are also playing blue. So like he puts a heavy premium on like the really good blue cards, and then takes a secondary strategy later, like a secondary color, and just
Adam
takes
is
whatever's
just taking
open.
cards that he could be taking super late, early.
Like Jeremy could build like blue-green tempo here, and Time Walk is really good in that deck still.
Or in fact.
Sure, yeah, both of those decks are possible. I actually think that Connor's going to try and build Infect.
And I'm taking Lab Maniac.
he just
Nobody's
picked up
stopping
Breeding
him.
Pool.
He's on the train. He's
Yeah, Adam's going to draft his deck.
Chugga, chugga, chugga,
One of the
chugga.
advantages, I guess, is that like from this point onward, a lot of the cards that Adam is going to take, not really anyone's going to fight him for, you know.
yeah.
But ideally, he would have used some of those earlier picks, like the one on Dark Ritual, to maybe pick up some more.
Like the Demonic Tutor.
Yeah, the more
or-
key elements of his
Mhm.
deck. Like if he had DT in his deck now, that would be great.
Has Imperial Seal on?
No.
And Twister?
No, but I don't think anyone at this table is playing Time Twister.
Stefan coming up with a good point. Nobody seems to be playing white.
Yeah, White's pretty underdrafted in
Yeah,
in
like
general.
it's interesting because I think a lot of people put white in this sort of spot where like you feel like Swords to Plowshares isn't going to be good enough because a lot of people are drafting
Assault
like random.
Monolith out of null. All right, I'm sufficiently kind of confused. This channel natural order is like, yeah,
Where are we going?
Seems out of place, but I guess he just wants more fast mana.
I trust Null. I think he's just going to draft like Karn and Sundering
Everflowing
Titan
Chalice out of
and-
Spencer. Surely there must be a better mana rock.
There
than
has to be a
Everflowing
better
than
mana
Everflowing
rock.
Chalice.
I think Mox Diamond would have been a good pick from Spencer because like often in that deck you don't need like your extra lands, right? Because you're all in on like Tinker. It's possible Mystical Tutor would have been a better pick because
Yeah, Mystical Tutor still floating out there.
Yeah,
Like Adam. Okay, Jonah picks up the Gristlebrand.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. What are we gonna see out of Rowan here on the wheel? Creature, maybe? Like Goblin Guide? Maybe he wants to try and pick up as like one of the blue. Like, are there any other blue creatures that are really high value that Jeremy might be taking?
No, I think he's just on mono red,
Fire
like
Blast.
mono red splashing
Splashing
recalls.
Ancestral
Yeah.
Recall, and
Did he literally pick Fire Blast?
he did
Yeah.
Fire Blast. Yeah.
So Stefan makes a point. Like Jeremy could easily go blue white, and
Price of Progress.
that's like a fair point. I already talked about that. Like we're pretty sure Jeremy can just play whatever secondary color he wants at this point that isn't red.
Jonah picks up Oath of Druids. I like that.
Oh
pick.
my god, this deck is gonna be sweet.
Yeah,
I'm so stoked.
I think Jonah might just kill everyone. It's very possible.
Pretty stoked on Jonah's deck.
Yeah, Jonah's deck looks really good right now.
Not me. I was so excited for Merfolk.
That's true. Like if Jonah was drafting Merfolk, it would have been quite sweet, but
Well, it would have been sweet but bad at this table.
very bad at this table.
Like,
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gotten a lot of the cards he needed. Crop rotation from Null.
Nobody's taking Werebear yet.
Trinket Mage from Spencer. I think that pick's fine. He has a Crypt to find, which is pretty insane.
Did
And
Noel
Sapphire.
already get his key?
Yes, Null picked his key fourth.
I don't know why Noel picked crop rotation. He doesn't. He
Adam
doesn't have
picked
like
Mystical
Tolarian.
I mean, Connor picks Time Twister.
Adam gets a super late Mystical Tutor, and Connor picks Time Twister. That's really
Time
weird.
Twister's really weird, yeah.
I have
So
no idea
Jeremy
what
maybe
Connor's
picks
trying
up
to
like
do.
Counter Spell here.
Yeah, like Jeremy gets the free roll counter spells. What do you think,
I
Kata?
feel like that Connor's Time Twister pick might just be a hate.
That's
On
Hate it
fair.
hate it from Adam. Because
Adam-
Time Twister's good in Doomsday.
It's okay.
If you do like 10 minutes of math.
Yeah, like
What?
I don't think
But it's like something that Doomsday could want.
Sure, but it's really early to be hating cards, and like it's not even an essential card. Like you.
Well, actually, no.
Well,
So
you
here's
probably
the
hate
story.
the Unearth first.
Time Twister actually really good with your library of Alexandria. Like you play out a lot of cards. Like you play out your
Vendilion
fast
Click out of
mana and
Jeremy.
stuff like that. Clicks a fine pick.
Yeah,
really good creature.
Click's a good creature.
True Name hasn't been taken
Yeah,
yet.
True Name hasn't gone yet. I would probably expect to see Jeremy pick that soon. He's basically the only player at this table who wants True Name these days. At this point, it's not really pickable for Rowan.
Unless he wants like
Rowan really
incredibly
needs to
bad
pick
mana.
Goblin Guide sooner rather than later.
Urborg from Marcus. Yeah, that's fine.
Just get more mana fixing.
Maybe Null takes crop rotation because he's planning on going with like depth stage combo as well.
Yeah,
It's
Imperial
possible.
Seal out of Marcus. Weird, but he's the only one who remembered that card exists.
Yeah, that's right.
So I mean, it's probably fine. I mean, he still has some powerful things that he can be doing. Preordain out of Jeremy. Ponder's already gone, and Brainstorm's gone, so Preordain the next best cantrip. Jonah potentially needs to try and pick up a cantrip or two. Fencer, Shaper, Savant. That's
So that, like,
kind of...
doesn't really go with his Time Twister. I think
No.
that Time Twister might have just been like a...
oh my god,
yeah,
god,
like I have no idea what
do
to
I do?
pick sort
This
of
card's
pick.
a power 9. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Adam picks Gataxian Probe. That card's actually really
That
important
card is
for his deck.
super important for Doomsday. Like, he's gonna have, like, Jip Probe and Street Wraith in his deck. Like,
Yeah. He messaged me being like, do we have a Street Wraith and a Diabolic Visions?
Wormcoil Engine, good pick.
Yeah, card's
It's
strong.
probably worse than, like, Karn and Ugin.
Yeah, I probably would have preferred to see one of those ones out of Noel, or maybe even one of the lesser Eldrazi.
Yeah, Lesser Eldrazi are fine. Probably
To go with this
Umag,
channel.
right?
Oh, Spencer picks Crucible of Worlds, but Wasteland and Strip Mine are both gone.
Why is he picking Crucible?
Because Spencer hates everybody.
That's true. Spencer does hate everybody.
Yeah,
So, like-
Stefan points out that Venser went before Jace the Mind Sculptor. We have
Yeah.
all of these blue players. I mean, like, so it's interesting, the way the draft is kind of shaken down, I think realistically the only people who are going to pick Jace are like Jeremy or Connor, but yeah, it kind of feels like both of them have just totally forgotten its existence. Jonah picks Sneak Attack, I like that pick.
Yeah.
Jonah's just going to kill everyone.
Like, Jace isn't... It's, like, fine at the top end of Jeremy's curve, and, like, I think Connor, like, really wants that card.
Yeah, he really looks like a control deck more and more with Time Twister. Polluted Delta out of Jonah.
Picking these fetch lands is really good for Rowan.
And I like the Polluted Delta pick out of Jonah because, I mean, he has Bulk and Tropical, so it's actually really good fixing. Fabricated a Spencer, that pick's great.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen any Tinker targets out of him, but he doesn't need to pick them till super
He's
late.
got Painter Servant.
Yeah, sure.
I might be kind of worried about picking Tinker targets, because Noel could be on the plan, like, I'll take Spencer's Tinker targets, and then I'll take cards that I can cast, but Spencer can't cast.
Noel picks Birds of Paradise.
Oh.
Right back into his wheelhouse.
So, like, sometimes what happens in VRD is you come prepared, but then, like, interesting things happen.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's going on, so you just, like, go home. You pick a card that you're very comfortable
You build a
with.
Highlander deck that you used to like.
You build a Highlander deck you used to play. Bird's not necessarily bad.
So, for those of you watching, who would you like to hear from in our first set of interviews? We're going to interview two people at the end of the 15th pick.
Pact of Negation, really good for Adam.
Yeah, I like Pact a lot.
That card's super good.
So let us know in the chat.
Chase the Mind Sculptor is still not picked.
Serum Visions out of Connor. I do like the Serum Visions pick, but it's probably better to be Jace. See if Jeremy picks it up here.
I think if you're the library deck, you want to be the Jace deck as well.
I definitely agree.
And yeah,
Yeah,
There we
Jeremy
go,
picks up
okay.
Jace the Mind
Jeremy
Sculptor.
finally takes Jace,
They hurt us.
it's quite late.
Maybe we need to be more quiet.
I don't think they hurt us.
No, I don't
they
think.
hurt you.
No, I don't think so either.
If you complain about something long enough, hopefully they hear you. True name's still in the...
Yeah,
Still
I
in the
mean, like
field.
maybe Jeremy picks that one on the wheel. That Crucible of Worlds picks out of Spencer is really interesting. I mean, like, maybe it's partially because he, like, wants to be able to recur his Academy against, Oh, you want to hear from Jonah and Noel? Alright. We can probably do that.
So I think Stefan's suggestion of going white for Jeremy is probably really good. Because
Yeah.
the white
I
hate, the white hate card's going to be really good in this draft.
Marcus picks Tarmogoyf. Which,
Yeah, that's fine.
powerful card, seems fine. It's also, like... It's like, it means that Jeremy probably can't now go blue-green. Probably means he has to be blue-white.
Yeah.
With Goyf and Scavenging Ooze gone, those are two of the better 2-drops in that tempo-style deck.
Yeah, Chair definitely can't go blue-green at this point.
I would love to see True Name Nemesis out of Jeremy here. That would be a great card, I think, in his deck.
Well, like, True Name plus Stoneforge is just, like, really good, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic, also not taken yet. Although, like,
Nobody playing white.
just plain old Counterspell has not gone yet.
Yeah.
There's True Name out of Jeremy. Yeah, I think that card's great.
Like, Swords to Plowshare is the best removal spell in the game.
Like, is there even spell?
Connor picks Noble Hierarch. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, Spellpierce is one.
It's just
Not gone yet.
So I actually think Noble Hierarch's, like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it points to Connor potentially being the Library of Alexandria Infect deck.
That's fair. He took Reading Pool.
Yeah, he does have some fixing.
Yeah,
for
and
blue-
Flooded
for
Strand,
blue-green.
so...
I mean, he actually... So, Time Twister aside, and, like, the Vents are
He's
aside,
got, like, a decent...
he's got a decent shell to be playing Infect. And you can kind of backdoor into a lot of those cards. I have no idea what we're going to see
I
out
don't know,
of Adam here.
if I was playing Infect, I think I would have prioritized Daze a little higher. Like, over Brainstorm. and
Duress
Plunder.
out of Adam. I like that pick, actually.
The problem with Brainstorm early is that it forces you to take a lot of fetch lands. Otherwise, it's just not a good card.
Yes, Stefan, I think I agree with you. That Connor's likely going to try and go Infect.
Connor should level everybody and take, like, Inkmoth Nexus 15th.
Everybody's already been leveled because the pick orders have been so whack that nobody could have possibly been prepared.
Okay,
No-
so
no picks Dark
yeah,
Depths.
no
Makes-
takes
makes a lot
crop
of sense.
rotation.
I think that
Dark
Birds of
Depths.
Paradise pick was kind of a, oh god, what do I do? Pick something I like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's, yeah. Enlightened Tutor out of Spencer, that pick seems fine.
What are the rules about the interview? Are you're not supposed to like suggest strategies?
Yeah,
No, we
Or
just asked
say
them about their
cards.
strategy,
You just ask him about it.
why they picked certain cards.
Watery Grave out of Jonah, so that he can
Yeah.
splash this Demonic Tutor.
The Enlightened Tutor means he's going into white, at least for a splash.
Yeah, at least on a very light one. But generally, the artifact deck's mana is pretty good because of all the artifacts they get to play to help fix it.
There's still 5 city brasses.
Bloodstainmire picked up for Rowan,
Just Rowan taking all the fetch lands.
all the red ones. Smash to
to
Smithereens. I mean, that
Yeah,
pick's fine.
that card's
It's going to be great
good.
against Spencer and great against Noel, and fine against a bunch of the other players at the table. You might not have it in your deck always, but
I feel like
like,
he still hasn't taken Goblin Guide.
yeah, chat's definitely allowed to ask questions. Sort of. You can ask questions to us that we can approve to ask them, but Eureka from Jonah.
Woo!
All right.
I love it. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, Jonah's deck seems really cool. So, for someone who came here with only one plan, and the plan was draft Merfolk, Jonah has like audibled and like landed
Well,
on
Jonah
his feet
didn't get a lot of time, right?
reasonably
Like,
well.
so
No,
this
he had a day to
Yeah,
prepare.
this is sweet.
Yeah,
I love
so
it.
I'm really impressed. Mindslaver out of Spencer. That's a really good tinker target, I think. Just because it's like not really hateable.
That's true.
Like it's not one where he's taking one half, then Noel might take the other half, or someone else can potentially take the other half.
It looks like Spencer's having a second go at the exact same archetype he made last time, but this time he's got a way better start.
Yeah.
So,
Spencer, for the record, drafted a sort of wildfire tinker deck.
do you guys see any cards that aren't there that should be there
Yeah, in the chat.
that we haven't thought of or mentioned?
Let us.
Position of Kozilek, Flusterstorm.
Has
Are there-
Inquisition went
Ooh,
in round 6.
Flusterstorm is still up in the air.
Flusterstorm might be a card that Adam wants.
Yeah.
Pretty good defensive counterspell, less good of an aggressive one.
The black players don't even know what they have to fight over. Like, they should be getting, like, these brain maggots too.
Yeah, it's possible.
Grim Tutor.
Yeah, Grim Tutor is a reasonable card. Noel picks up Thespian Stage. I think that's safe, but potentially not necessary.
And you probably didn't even need to pick up Dark Depths really early.
Adam picks Impulse. Well, Marcus could potentially end up playing Death Stage.
That's fair.
Like, he might pick Knight of the Reliquary. He's not out of the realm
That's
of
true.
possibility of doing that, right?
Workshop hasn't been taken.
Steel Sabotage from
Which
Connor.
is-
I actually like that pick because that's a card that Jeremy might want to take at some point.
Steel Sabotage, pretty good.
Because
The workshop comment was really relevant because there's people who definitely want that card.
Yeah, like
both Noel and Spencer probably want it. But it's like Noel wants it less than Spencer does, and I think Spencer could realistically probably take it 45th. Dak Faden, very good hate card against Noel and Spencer.
Yeah, also just a fine card in general. You played it in a regular game and you just like loot whatever. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not awful.
Still haven't seen Counterspell though. Like
Lil-
I assumed after the
Liliana
entering
the
pick,
Veil's
Jared would
pretty
take Counterspell at some point.
Yeah, I mean maybe he's just maybe he's just floating it.
I don't think Jeremy knows that he's supposed to go into white yet.
Well, he's like
Hopefully he does.
trying to be red, right? He's taking Dak
Yeah.
Faden.
Should be white.
Like he's like trying to be this mono blue, like sort of splash red deck.
But you should probably be white. You're probably correct.
Well,
If he built like a blue-white Stoneblade control deck that can side into hate bears that beat Jonah, I think that could be the best deck for sure.
that's certainly possible.
I mean, like I played the blue-white Stoneblade deck, and it was like pretty but like Jared has a lot of chances to take all the counter spells that I didn't take,
Yeah.
which is what I felt was the difference. Like he has a daze, he has the mana drain, he could take the counter spell right now, and you really need those counter spells in that blue white Stoneblade deck.
Yeah. So Marcus takes Liliana with the Veil. Makes a lot of sense. I think that card's pretty powerful against a bunch of the table.
Yeah.
In general, like I think that card's pretty powerful. Mystical Tutor already went. It went 9th to Adam.
Dark Confidant has it gone, but nobody really wants it.
Yeah, like Marcus might want Dark Confidant, but he's basically the only player. Yeah, no worries, dude. It happens.
Mystical Tutor was still pretty late though.
Yeah, Mystical Tutor definitely went late. One thing I'm like a little concerned about with Jonah's deck is I guess he's gonna have to increase the density of cards in his deck that are good, because currently he like has a bunch of A's and B's, but he doesn't really have any tutors other than DT.
Yeah.
Jonah does also have the most broken openings though. Like Jonah can currently go like Lotus, Fetchland, DT for like Oath, play Oath kind of thing, or like
Jonah really needs to snap that Entomb off.
Yeah, you really want him to go into Reanimator, right?
I think Jonah, if he doesn't go into Reanimator, he needs to pick creature tutors like Worldly Tutor.
I think that's probably the direction he's going. He has green cards in his deck, right?
Isn't Worldly Tutor gone?
Nope, no one's picked Worldly Tutor. Verdant Catacombs out of Marcus, that pick's great. There's like no one who wants that fetch land like really, really badly, but Adam might have taken it. Jonah conceivably could have taken it, because it fixes him for Watery Grave and Tropical Island.
I'm interested to see if Adam
Mana Leak out of
knows
Jeremy, but
all
not
of-
Counterspell.
knows all
That
of
pick's
the
really weird.
yeah. I'm interested to see if Adam knows all of the interesting Doomsday interactions and like what different piles
And, like,
he can make.
how much research
And, like,
is actually done into
Well,
it.
because the thing is when you build a Doomsday deck, you can only have so many piles in your 40 card stack, right? Because they don't typically interact well with each other, right? Like the Shelldock Isle into Emrakul package is completely different from the Laboratory Maniac Ideas Unbound package. So.
Yeah, Windswept Teeth out of Connor, I again think that pick's fine. We're
Yeah.
just kind of getting our...
Actually, I guess you can't take Emrakul now that Emrakul is taken, which is like actually pretty sad for Adam because Shelldock into Emrakul is like pretty decent.
What's Sheldon?
Shelldock Isle is a hideaway land that lets you cast a spell for 1 blue if there's 20 or fewer cards in a player. Or
20 or fewer cards in
someone-
a library, yes.
Yeah.
Well, he could do it with the lesser.
That's true. You can do it with a lesser
Like,
Eldrazi.
Uno just like they're more.
Noel picks Primetime.
Yeah.
Noel was joking before the draft that he might pick Primetime first. Just first pick Primeval Titan. Send a message.
I think if you
So just sorry, just 1 second. Just a final check-in. You guys want to hear from Noel and Jonah for these set of interviews? Let us know. But what were you gonna say? Sorry, Academy Ruins good pick.
I think if Noel picked like Primetime first, it would have been like the ultimate message. I am a green player.
Yeah, hear me roar. Watch this Primetime.
Do not draft green.
Jonah picks up Forbidden Orchard. Probably could have picked it up later, but
You know what?
it's really important for his deck.
Like, it's quite important, and some of the decks can just play Forbidden Orchard and not care about these random incidental ones.
Tyga
Like,
out of Rowan.
I think he's gonna splash
Ancient Grudge, maybe?
Ancient
Goblin Guide
Grudge.
15th.
Goblin Guide 15th.
That's fine.
Finally picks it up.
I mean, no one else was... The only person who realistically might have taken it.
He might be splashing like Atarka's Command.
Yeah,
like
I think-
any of these Skullcrack like cards, Ancient Grudge, like Naturalize.
Badlands out of Jonah. Yeah, I like all this mana fixing that he's picking up. Like, it's all great. All gravy at
Well,
this point.
he's playing like 4 colors, right?
The sound is gone. I have no explanation as to why the sound is gone. Alright.
Who is everybody, anyways?
Best Wizard Always Wins is Matt. I don't know who the Champignon is. Esbard is
Matt
Stefan.
Greer?
Yeah.
Où est le champignon?
Tundra out of Spencer.
Spencer may be
That's
ramping
fine.
up for a balance.
Yeah, Balance would be great in his deck.
Well, he's already got Invited Tutor, so he needed the white.
Noel picks Woodfall Primus. Beep boo! I mean, that card's pretty good, but...
Noel's going so deep.
Remand out of Adam. I like Remand. I think that pick's fine.
Except
It's
for
like a-
Counterspell.
Well, Counterspell's less good in Adam's deck because he's not
But
he's
it's
not
just-
going to have double blue all the time, and Remand helps him get into his combo and buys him time.
I just find it entertaining that Mana Leak and Remand and everything are going.
That's
to
true.
Counterspell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maya Coast, good pick.
Like all these conditional counterspells are being taken over actual counterspell.
The person who I'm surprised who hasn't taken Counterspell yet is Jeremy.
Yeah.
Because his deck is
Hopefully
like
now he'll see it.
so
and
blue.
It's going to be Counterspell right now.
He already took Mana Drain, so and like counterspell has to be
Nope.
better than Mana Leak. is-
That is a good pick.
Yeah, that is fine.
She's okay.
There are a lot of blue players. Merfolk would have been really good in this meta.
Sort of. You
Well,
wouldn't have
sort
gotten Counterspells, right? Like, it would have been okay.
Sure.
Reanimate out of Marcus.
Okay.
That's weird. Alright,
So they don't
that's,
have any more picks.
that's 15. So hopefully Marcus stops because he realizes that. I mean, hopefully Jeremy notices and gets people. But we'll go get people.
And we'll figure out this sound issue.
Yeah, we'll see if we can work something out. It might just be lag.
If we open a window, would it be too loud in here? Or being too loud?
Oh no, go for it.
No, it would be fine.
Yeah, we got on the open window.
Hey, Jeremy.
Are these windows open?
Jeremy.
You guys are all fucked.
So, I think some number of people need to get off their computers because the internet is lagging. Okay. So, some number of people probably need to get off their internet. Also, we want to talk to Noel and Jonah in no particular order. Like we mean I do. So, Noel, come join me in the stream room.
All right. Where do I sit?
You take this seat here. All right, welcome back, stream. Can people hear me? Can you hear me? We've been having some stream issues. You hear me? Actually, I should probably minimize this in sick chat. Oh, I was just gonna do the interview. If that's cool.
Chill.
It's cutting in and out. All right. Well, hopefully with other. I just told some people to get off the internet, so hopefully that'll make it a little bit better. So Noel Robin,
Hello.
welcome to your first ever VRD.
Thank you.
You
I want to test it.
started with a Time Vault, pretty powerful card.
Correct.
What was going through your head for the first couple of picks?
So my plan going in was to draft like a Time Vault Academy blue style deck,
Right.
but by around pick 4, I realized Spencer was trying to do the
Also
exact same
drafting that
thing,
deck?
and I already had a plan. If this happened in the back of my mind, I was just going to draft green ramp with get a few good artifacts.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of going down that avenue right now and just winging it.
Sweet. We were a little surprised when at pick 2 with Tinker still available, you didn't take Tinker in order to have Tinker Time Vault.
Yeah, I don't know. I had in my mind if Sol Ring came back, I was going to snap it off. 'Cause
That's fine.
I just think Sol Ring's more versatile.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Fair
look mean
enough.
anything.
I mean, it certainly
Like,
looks way better. In
My
your
first
deck
4
now.
picks were colorless, so
Yeah.
like I just wanted to stay open and see what everyone else was doing.
Yeah, totally fair.
So I don't know. I'm trying to figure this deck out right now. It's like I don't think it's going to be a Crater Hoof deck, but it might. We'll see. We'll see if it turns into that. It's really just going to be a fast mana. I might pick a bunch of planeswalkers and just like powerful stuff.
Sweet, awesome.
And I've got a little sleeper on my radar that I might take eventually.
All right, you gonna share with us? Or?
Yeah. Except for I'm bricking on the name right now.
What is that?
It's called Dramatic Entrance. It's a 5-mana
Oh.
instant. Put a green creature from your hand into play.
Excellent.
So we might be scooping up Progenitus eventually too.
Awesome.
But I might have to get it before Jonah, so I might have to grab it right now.
Cool.
But,
Very
yeah.
cool.
So I don't know. There's like 3 blue decks, which is probably bad for me.
So
But-
like when the draft started, we thought that like 6 of 8 players were in blue, which was
Right.
kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
And obviously that's less true now.
Yeah, now everyone's just splashing the.
Yeah. Whose deck like is there anyone's deck who you think is like just insane so far and that you like can't possibly beat?
Probably Jeremy's deck. Like that matchup seems atrocious.
Fair enough.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Marcus seems to be audibling into Reanimator now because it's open.
Mm.
So maybe that's
Interesting.
bad. But
Whose deck do you think is like the sickest?
well, I mean, the whole draft got scrambled when Rowan took Ancestral first.
Right.
So Jonah's just kind of on his plan B right now as well.
What was the reaction in the room when Rowan announced?
There was a lot of laughter. It was
Alright.
definitely interesting.
Alright.
I mean, it's defensible.
Sure,
but,
sure.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. More or less laughter when he said Treasure Cruise second.
Yeah, we knew something was up when that happened. And Jeremy thought he was going to fight him for blue red, but he's actually just mono red splashing 2 blue cards.
Right.
And maybe some hate.
So, like, what was up with that Birds of Paradise pick?
I thought Marcus was drafting Zoo based on his picks, and I figured he'd take it, so I had to get it before Marcus did, basically.
I think that's super defensible.
Noble Hierarch is passable. Like, I can pick up as many mana dorks as I want. Even preferably creature type elf, because then I can draft the elf tribal stuff. Like Priest and Archdruid.
Sweet. But so
Yeah.
you were just picking it because you were a little worried that Marcus was going to
Yeah, but now it looks like that wasn't happening. But also, like,
I think it's defensible.
I don't want to play much Black Source, but I do kind of want to play this Mind Twist.
Yeah, sure.
So
You got all this fast mana.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Maybe I'll sneak a Coalition Relic in here somewhere, too. That could be good in this deck. So, yeah, and then, also, my other plan is try and pick up Tooth and Nail and a combo with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah,
that's
thanks,
where we're at.
Thanks a lot, Noel.
Cool.
Can you go grab Jonah for us?
Yeah, okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. See you later, Noel.
I'm hungry. Are you guys hungry?
Yeah.
Yes. We should get food.
Yeah, I got people to disconnect from the internet. We have fewer people on the internet now, so hopefully the stream will be a little more consistent.
Are we good now? Sick.
People are saying
Alright,
it's
perfect,
like
perfect.
mostly good. How many viewers do we have? The sick viewer count. I need the sick viewer count.
We have like 2 viewers,
I think it's like 5.
4 viewers.
I don't know. Alright, whatever. Come on in!
Hello.
Hello.
Willkommen!
Sit down.
Hi, Jonah. Welcome to the interview table. So, Jonah Frazier, your plan going into this draft was to take Ancestral second and draft Merfolk.
Yes.
What was going through your head when Rowan first picked Ancestral?
Well, as you know, I had basically no time to prepare for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So
We mentioned to the stream that you may or may not have had exactly 1 day to prepare.
Yeah, I was pretty all in on that plan.
Right.
But I was like, okay, I guess I take Lotus and try to do something unfair.
Fair,
I'm trying to
fair.
make a business plan for buying and selling stuff.
And as you also know from Winston drafts, I like to
Sick.
cheat in big creatures.
You like to cheat large creatures into play, oftentimes from your hand and/or other zones. Fair enough. All right, cool. So you first picked Lotus, or your second pick. Your first pick was Lotus, and then what made you want to take DT second? We thought you might try and draft Storm at first, but I guess like Adam's Dark Ritual maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing Storm, but then Adam picked Dark Ritual second, so I was like, okay, I guess that's off the table.
Yeah, yeah. So you just picked. Why did you pick Demonic Tutor? Just like.
I think it was just too strong a card to be like one of the strongest cards left.
Mm-hmm. So you just kind of picked it on like general power level.
Yeah, and I was planning on splashing black anyway.
Mm-hmm.
For like, at that time I was thinking I might just go Reanimator.
Okay, interesting. What made you choose to potentially not be on that plan? Like, is it something that you're still kind of considering, or
I was kind of considering it until the last pick.
until Marcus picked up Reanimate?
Yeah.
Fair. That's a reasonable thing. Are you like planning to so are you just planning to stick with Emrakul and Gristlebrand?
I think I'll probably pick up Progenitus, maybe one of the other Eldrazi.
Interesting. I like your Oath of Druids pick. You're actually drafting if you go back and watch the second VRD, you'll watch me draft this deck but worse, but sweeter. So we'll see. I picked some interesting ones. Yeah, you valued mana fixing really highly as well, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about why you did that? And
Well, Rowan and Jeremy were both going in on blue-red.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to have Show and Tell and Sneak Attack in my deck.
right.
And so I snapped up the Volk, and where I'm at now is I just want to play 4-color.
Yeah, I actually really liked the Volcanic Island pick at the time that you made it, for like a variety of reasons, but mostly just because it both cuts Road and Jer, but like I figured you also like I kind of thought that you were likely to be playing a sneak and show kind of strategy. So is there anyone's deck who you think you're gonna like really struggle against?
Well, I think Connor's deck will be kind of hard unless I can just like Lotus turn 1 him.
What do you like? Why do you think his deck's gonna be difficult? Just because of the counter spells?
He's got like all the good counter spells almost, and all the hand attack is gone. It's in Adam's deck.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
So you're kind of scared of Connor?
Yeah, I think I would like to play against both Noel and Marcus as of right now.
Yeah, they seem super fair, and for the most part, well, no less fair, but Marcus seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think has the sweetest deck so far? Like, is there something?
It's undoubtedly Adam.
Excellent, excellent. Seems fair. Cool. Do you have any other like comments, thoughts about the draft? Thoughts on preparing in a day?
Do more prep.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to ask you the name of that cantrip that you purchased yesterday, the blue-black one. That
I'm not allowed to tell you, but you can check on Gatherer.
I will be checking on Gatherer.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember what it does.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
should.
look at the top 5 and reorder them.
That is in fact the text of that card. So if you search on Gatherer, you can in fact work out what that card is called. But I'm not actually allowed to tell you.
Okay, so my next couple picks, I'm gonna start picking up some cantrips. Like
Awesome.
most of the good ones are gone. I think even Serum Vision's gone.
Yeah.
But
Went to 11th to Connor.
I might go. I'd consider even playing Sleight of Hand, or I'm thinking of getting Limdell's Vault.
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. All right, well, thanks very much, Jonah.
Okay.
You're free to go.
Cool.
Yeah, good luck in the rest of the draft.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Is someone else interviewing next?
No, you guys can start again.
Yeah, you guys can start.
I might go get more water, but
Okay.
I was figuring you could do the next set of interviews, by the way.
Sure.
Just like,
Deal.
yeah.
All right, so that was our interview with Jonah. Liam just went to get more water, and then we're gonna start up again. I'm so hungry. Are you on gluten right now? Or off gluten? You're on gluten? We should get pizza.
I agree. That hot house was pretty good last time.
Yeah, that was just good.
I'm like totally into chicken for house.
Should we see about the rest of the people too?
Yeah, and then everybody can like chip in and we can just get how much for a house. Cool. Because like you guys have the ability to like drive, right?
They deliver too.
Oh yeah, we could get it delivered too. Because like all of us sharing a tip wouldn't be that bad either. So
Yeah, we're going in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to talk to them before we start then?
I want to for you.
Did you not have breakfast?
I haven't eaten anything now.
Oh no.
I haven't eaten anything for a long time.
You haven't eaten either. Yeah, I'm good with whatever. There's some nuts.
Oh. Kata almost spilling the nuts, as it were. Can you guys still hear me? Like, are we good on sound? Yes. Who's Le Champignon? I'd like to know. Où est le champignon?
Alright, I just got some sick information. Someone's picking Scragnoff next.
What's Scragnoff?
Kidding. That's a joke.
Kata just did the same thing.
Knock these
Qui
nuts
est
over.
le champignon?
Why would you set this booby trap on my chair, Kata?
I was
God
trying
damn
to
it.
give Trenton some food.
So
He doesn't deserve food.
we're thinking of ordering Hot House.
I'll talk about it after the draft. I don't know. Like,
I'm so hungry.
you should have eaten before the draft.
I couldn't.
I mean,
Jen's parents insisted that we hang out for a long time.
Oh.
They're in town right now. So.
oh, I see. Yeah.
Was not waking up any earlier.
So they should be starting again pretty soon.
You guys still haven't answered me if you can hear us or not.
I think they can. So when this bar is like between those two numbers, the 384 and the 761, it's fine. But it was dropping to 0 for a little while.
Yeah, that's right. Woo! All right, so Marcus is going with the reanimator plan. Still hasn't taken survival, but it's actually not.
Hasn't taken Entomb either, which
It's not an issue right now.
is pretty important. All right, let me get off the Wi-Fi real quick. Yeah, so Marcus picks Iona. It's a powerful reanimation target. What do you want from me?
Since you know everybody's deck lists too.
Yeah, exactly. You know what color to name for the most part.
Like if you know they don't have Swords to Plowshares if they don't have Swords to Plowshares.
Jeremy picks up Ancestral Visions. Marcus picking perhaps the first white card in this draft.
Yep.
Connor declaring his intentions, picking Glistener Elf.
Oh wow! All right, so Connor is going Infect. That's sweet.
Probably could have waited a little longer even, but what the heck? Hey Brett, can you check how many viewers we have currently?
You have to make sure
How
that
did I do that?
Just go to the stream.
you have to make sure that you've sent the message.
Is it on JRH?
Adam picks Encroach. Eh?
Wow, that's so good.
I don't even know what that card does.
Encroach. 1 black, look at target opponent's hand, take a land card from that hand and discard it.
Non-basic land.
Non-basic
Non-basic?
land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have basics.
Holy
Wow.
Hannah.
It's so good. And by good, I mean terrible.
So let's see. I don't know whether you heard this part, but both Noel and Jonah in their interviews said, "I want to take Progenitus soon."
Woo!
So
Spicy.
So there's potentially a run on who gets the Progenitus, because Noel wants to play no pro, right? He wants to have the Progenitus in his natural order deck, and Jonah wants he said at least one more target for his deck.
At least
Noel,
one more.
Noel picks
Both
Overgrown
Druids.
too. I think that pick's really good. Marcus
He said he wants black for Mind Twist.
Yeah, he wanted the fixing. Does he have any green fetch lands? He doesn't, eh? Yeah,
No.
Noel's fixing right now is not great, so he probably really needs.
There's
that
always
Overgrown
like
too.
pain lands though, and like scry lands.
Spencer
It's,
picks
like, not-
Sphere of Resistance. Decent pick. That'll help him a lot against Jeremy if he can like cast that early on, like against the more fair blue decks. Like that card's gonna be great.
No soul lands picked still, so like Spencer still has the ability to just go soul lands, Sphere of Resistance.
Yeah, I really think that those soul lands, like if they're gonna go late. So let's see if Jonah picks up Progenitus here. He was also asking me Limduel's Fault. I like that pick.
Yeah, he was asking what Limduel's Fall was. But
No, he was asking what Diabolic Visions was.
What's Diabolic Visions?
Sorcery, blue, black, look at the top 5, put one in the hand, rearrange the other 4, put them on top of your deck.
It's sort of like index but draw card.
It's index with draw card.
Okay, that sounds
Totally fine. It's a passable card.
yeah, like
Destructive
it's
Revelry.
okay.
Alright, so this is what the Taiga is for.
Yeah, I like it.
More hate.
Lot of artifacts.
I like it a lot. Tormod's Crypt. That could have gone much later.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's fine.
so in fairness to Rowan, the colors he's playing do not. Jonah picks the counterspell.
Hey.
He did it.
It's gonna be quite castable too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So Jonah now has a piece of protection for his deck.
If he picks up Flusterstorm, that would be pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
I think Flusterstorm would be pretty good in his deck. Even Misdirection would be okay.
That'd be fine.
He doesn't have a surf float of blue cards, but he has some. Thorn of Amethyst. Yeah, Spencer continuing to pick hate cards. Let me tell you, I hadn't seen Spencer because he arrived and then they just started the draft immediately. He looks like he's in rough shape. Had a night out yesterday and is now just drafting Spencer. Is now just drafting the most hateful draft deck he could think of.
Sick.
In order to make everyone feel the same way he does.
Awesome.
9
Noel
Watchers.
picks
Thanks,
second
Brett.
Soul Ring.
Jiraga Tree Speaker. Yeah, this card's great.
It's essentially Soul Ring. You didn't miss much, Le Champignon, just some interviews, but you can always go back and see them if you want to
Yeah,
check
They
them
also
out.
missed their true identity.
That's true. That's true.
Personal tutor, yep. That's a good pick. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I like personal. Well, like he needs ways to find
Doomsday.
Inkmoth Nexus could have gone later, but I guess it's Connor's decided that this is the time he's going to pick his infect cards before someone hates them out from him. Jeremy picks up Goblin Rabblemaster.
I mean, like Inkmoth.
Oh, interesting. So Rabblemaster is like a pretty big hate pick on Rowan. So Jeremy and Rowan are actually back to fighting.
Yeah, no, Jeremy hasn't given up.
Marcus picks
Red
a
yet.
Tomb. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Grave Titan. That pick's marginal,
Yeah.
but we'll take it.
Hey,
The Entomb pick is good enough that
Grave Titan's good. Like, it's,
I guess he's
fine
like
card.
potentially casting it as well,
It's
right?
good, but nobody else is picking it for a long shot.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred to see Elishnorn there.
You just need to think really hard.
Negate
about
out of
what
Jeremy.
you
Yeah,
pick.
negates another counterspell that hadn't gone. Jonah could potentially pick up Counter Squall.
Yeah.
Or Adam could also pick it up. Both of these players are in blue and black.
If you're in the combo deck, Delay is as good as Counterspell.
Yeah, Dismember from Connor. I like that pick. He needs removal. His colors are like reasonably lacking in it.
Yep. So
Yeah, Metalworker would be pretty interesting in his deck. I agree.
I think
Unearth out of Adam.
Yeah.
He has to pick these cards before someone like
Rando picks them.
right
Yes.
like someone like Jeremy or Spencer who has a good enough understanding of how the Doomsday combo works to disrupt it.
Yeah,
with
Noel
pick.
gets the Progenitus.
All right, Noel
which-
picks up the Progenitus. That's so. It was more important that Noel pick it up because I think that there are other cards that Jonah's fine picking. Right, like Jonah can pick smaller Eldrazi.
Yeah.
There are other big fatties that he can cheat into play,
Yeah.
which are still going to be great. Whereas Noel was pretty in on getting Grafdigger or on getting Progenitus. Grafdigger's cage out of Spencer. So now that everyone's realized Marcus is playing Reanimator, they're hating him out. Ah, I see. The old Echo.
So
Oh, nice. Jonah picks up Counter Squall. Great.
yeah, that's sweet. I think Jer should still be white. I think he should still move in.
I agree.
I think white's going to be really good. A lot of good hate cards.
And also just like, I mean, like the Tundra's gone, but there's still like Hallowed Fountain, a lot of
Mystic Gate.
Yeah, like a lot of the good
and
white
if the
fixing.
Painland.
Is there an argument? Well, I'm gonna guess Jeremy can probably pick it up later, but just pick up Cascade Bluffs.
Yeah, so like I think the reason Jero should be white is because now that he sees that Marcus isn't going to be in white, like maybe initially he isn't in white because he feels like Marcus will go in white at some point and fight him for it. But now that he knows Marcus is on like a Reanimator
Like
plan,
a black-green
he
Reanimator
has a
plan.
monopoly on white cards and every single white hate card. Like against Rowan,
What did you want to tell Jonah Le Champignon?
So like Jeremy can pick
Swift
up
Spear, good pick.
Jeremy can pick up life gain against Rowan, like any sort of combination of like
See you, dude.
any of the what's that guy?
Rowan hate drafts become immense. That pick's so
No,
crazy.
he's playing that.
Oh,
card.
he's just playing it with his
yeah,
Taiga.
he's totally
What is
playing
that?
that card.
Become immense is a 6-mana delve spell that gives +6/+6.
Yeah, it's basically 1 green +6/+6.
Who are you, Le Champignon? You're my biggest fan. Sick, dude.
Yeah,
I like
he est le
He
champignon.
says he'll see you tomorrow.
I know. So he's probably a Highlander player. Oh, Jonah picks Elishnorn. I like that pick.
Yep, it's good.
He's not gonna. He might not even main deck it, but
It's a great sideboard card.
it's a great sideboard
Yeah,
card,
it's like
and it's also a
Rowan
card
and
that Marcus
Jeremy.
wanted.
Yep.
So
Anyways, okay, Sphinx of the
picks
Seal went
Sphinx.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So like I think Jared should be white because he has so many good sideboard cards against all the rest of the players. Like you get life gain against Rowan, you get Containment Priest effects against Jonah, you get like Kataki War's Wage against Spencer and Noel, and like any other disenchant effects that you want. You get like Rest in Peace against Adam and Marcus if you wanted it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Plus, you just get really good main deck cards. Like Stoneforge Mystic is a super good threat with all your counter spells. Yeah, Deprive definitely.
Adam
definitely
picks
should be
Predict. Pretty
flanked.
important. Oh, nice. And Noel picks up Tooth and Nail. He was saying actually that he wants to get a combo. All right, Connor quite astutely picking up the Berserk.
Fluster is still floating. Force Spike is still floating.
Jeremy picks up Chill.
Jer straight hating on Rowan.
I mean that sideboard card's really good.
Yeah, Fluster, Force Spike. Also, if Jer goes blue-white, he can pick up Manitize,
Yeah.
which is a Force Spike that nobody else has access to.
Yeah, that no one plays around either. No one plays around the Manatee. Stefan, we know you like blue and white cards, all right, man. You don't have to tell us. Marcus picks up Disenchant. Interesting.
Yeah, that's fine.
a bit of a commitment to white,
Yeah.
which I like actually.
I think
White's
this is
really
like sort of
underdrafted.
indicative of him being happy with his reanimator package,
Yeah.
or like just not having enough cards to reanimate anymore that are good.
I wonder if he picks up a Stoneforge Mystic soon. Like, 'cause
Like-
he's on the wheel, right? So he can pick up like. Genesis is actually really good. I
Spicy.
still want to see him pick up Survival of the Fittest.
Yeah,
Like
he needs to pick up the survival soon.
if he's picking Genesis, surely. Oh yeah. Oh okay. So wild cards you, Dave. Eh? Yeah, definitely. I think Connor ideally does pick up more counter spells. Jeremy picks up REB. That's a good card here. I think like it's good against half the field. It's a little awkward against like Jonah, who half is like it's not going to hit a huge portion of his deck, but still good.
I think Dave's
Remand is not up for grabs. It got taken by Adam.
So I think Dave's super right here in the fact that just like Connor's pick Vines of Vastwood, you only get so many of those effects. So you really need these counter spells to keep your creatures alive.
Yeah.
Because like in the Modern and Legacy Infect deck, you have like 4 of Vines of Vastwood, like 2 of Apostle's Blessing.
Yeah, you
like,
have a bunch of different protection
stuff that is
spells.
essentially counter spells to your game plan. So like since you can only have 1 Vines and 1 Apostle's Blessing, you have to draft like the Spell Pierces and the Dazes and the Fluster Storms to have the same effect, like keep your creatures alive, basically.
Drowned Catacombs. I like that pick. Another blue-black duel.
Yeah, that's fine.
Prohibit's already gone, Stefan. Green Sun Zenith out of null. That's a great pick.
Is Prohibit gone?
Yep, Prohibit got taken. Or not Prohibit, sorry. Oh, Prohibit. I thought you said Predict.
No.
Sorry, I'm dumb.
Yeah, Jer would never forget about Prohibit.
I actually think that Jonah might actually pick up Prohibit at some point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tiny Leaders All-Star Prohibit. It's 1 in a blue, counter target spell with converted mana cost 2 or less, kicker 2. If you pay the kicker, it's 4 or less.
Oh, okay.
Lodestone Golem out of Spencer. Spencer's deck, I gotta be honest, of all, like we haven't been talking about it that much, but it's really good.
It looks really good, yes. I think I like Jonah and
Jonah
Spencer's
picks
deck.
up Omniscience.
Woo! Actually,
he's-
that's like pretty decent.
He has the show and tell. He's like, if he's planning to splash white for Academy Rector, then he's a hero.
He's the hero Vic VRD deserves.
Gorilla Shaman out of Rowan. And Pyroblast. Yeah, I think Rowan astutely recognizing that if he wants to get it, that with Jeremy taking REB, that he needs to take Pyroblast here.
Rowan, very, very hateful man, picks Gorilla Shaman so that he can crush all these Moxen.
Well, I mean, it's pretty good against,
It's decent against Spencer and Noel.
yeah.
Jonah took Sleight of Hand like he was mentioning.
Has Portland gone?
Portent is not gone, no. Yeah, Stefan, you're super right? Like, Mind Sensor's not, but no one can really take Mind Sensor except for maybe Marcus.
Like, if Jer was in white, he could hold up Counterspell, end of turn Mind Sensor, or end of turn Vidillion Click,
Well,
or
like, so
end of
when-
turn Containment Priest.
So in the draft that I was in,
Yeah.
Stefan played this, like, blue-white deck, and just killed everyone with, like, a bunch of counterspells and, like, flash creatures.
Yeah,
And, like, you just, like, never got to tap out, and it was, like, he had recall, and,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, I tried to build that, but to less success, but it was
Yeah.
still fine.
Yeah, the news at 11, turns out, Stefan Bard, good Magic player.
The-
Watching
the
us
news
from
at 11
Hawaii,
turns out Stefan Bard
sweet,
likes
dude. Have fun in Hawaii.
likes blue cards. Yeah, dude, you're in Hawaii. That's sick, and you're watching this. That's not.
Spencer picks up Azorius Signet. I like that pick. I mean, he's got to start picking his
It's
mana rocks
like
eventually.
marginal. Whatever.
Well, he's got to
It's
start picking
yeah,
his
sure.
mana rocks eventually, right?
Sure, it's a signet.
At-
Where's the Mox Diamond? Is what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
No one really has, like... It's interesting, for, like, no one really has a super big incentive to take Mox Diamond. Like, no one gets rewarded from discarding the land yet.
Brett's also right. Lotus Petal not taken yet, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
and
I think
maybe- and
Adam
maybe-
needs that Lotus Petal.
Yeah, actually, Adam probably needs the Lotus Petal pretty badly,
I
honestly.
think people have just forgotten about it.
Yeah, Lotus Petal and
Like,
Mox Diamond.
I think Adam should be picking Lotus Petal, Mox Diamond.
Lake
Lake
of the Dead.
Really
great,
good.
Great pick, but
Yeah.
probably didn't need to be taken until 45th. But the card's good. Connor picks up Spellskite. That's a fantastic pick.
That's a really good pick. Yes.
Again, like, it's not necessarily something that was going to go...
No,
anytime
like
particularly
it's possible
soon?
in that slot he should pick Flusterstorm or.
Well, but you know what?
or
It's
Spike.
actually possible that Jeremy or Marcus would take Spellskite eventually. Like, Jeremy more so. It's kind of like a proactive counterspell for his deck
That's fair.
to protect his threats. And, like, the fact that it circumstantially takes away a very powerful card for Connor. It's also so here's the other reason. Spellskite's a great sideboard card against Infect.
That's true.
So taking it early prevents someone from taking it as a sideboard card against you. Jeremy finally picks up picks up Electrolyze, which I think is a good pick. A solid
It's like a
choice.
decent sideboard card. I don't think you main deck it.
It's pretty good if you don't realize that you should be in white.
Do you mean Electrolyze or
Yeah,
Spellskite?
Anyway.
Well, if someone wants to beat Spencer, Null Rod's still on the table.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
definitely a good card against him. Recurring Nightmare out of Marcus. Marcus picks survival.
Where's that
fittest.
survival, baby?
Oh my goodness.
Where's the survival and the squee? Get in!
Survival's actually ridiculous in Marcus's deck because he can use it to entomb it whenever he wants. Also,
Well, and like he picked Fauna Shaman. He clearly recognizes that style effect is good in his deck. Jeremy picking up Chain Lightning. Man, Jeremy and Rowan are both just
Actually,
like
that chain lightning's super late. Like,
yeah. Rowan probably should have picked
Rowan
it sooner.
definitely shouldn't have
like
picked
like
Tormod's
these
Crypt,
this
like-
Taiga Destructive Revelry, Tormod's Crypt, Become Immense kind of jaunt that Rowan went on. Maybe
I think
maybe
Rowan
should've
just
been
like saw
Burned Axe.
Martin Danning when the standard Pro Tour with green red splash and Become Immense, and he's all in. Like,
He does like Become Immense.
yeah.
Viridian Corruptor out of Connor. That's a really good pick. That Infect creature is very good. Demonic Consultation.
Adam
Out of
spinning the
Price.
6-card wheel.
it's actually key in that deck because you just play. I did this in my last draft. You play the Maniac and then
Then you just
play
consult
that,
for something that's
play
not
that
in
on
your
their end
deck.
step.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
draw nothing and win.
Noel picks up Ancient Tomb. First soul and gone.
Yeah.
So
okay.
maybe now Spencer's priced into taking City.
Like, I think Spencer should have taken Soul Line before Azorius Signet.
Yeah.
If you wanted them.
Yeah, he does take
Yeah.
City of Traders. Makes a lot of sense. Jonah, like maybe if he's figured out. Okay, he found out what Diabolic Vision does. And what's interesting is that Adam is the one who requested that I bring that card to the VRD.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
And I had to buy it at YJ yesterday, and Jonah was like, "Oh, what's that card?" Like, saw me buy it, and was thus thinking about it, which is like,
So now Adam's all like, what is going on?
yeah, kind of harsh beats. But I mean, I can't control who sees me buy the cards. I made sure not to buy them from Jeremy. That's about as much as I can do.
Wow.
Rift Bolt at a row, and yeah, he's just got to pick up his burn spells now. There's got to
See, he should have first picked Shard Volley because that's really sending a message. But
no recall,
like,
just
whatever.
Shard
No,
Volley.
just Shard Volley.
Surely there might be a better card, maybe a better burn spell than Shard Volley to take there. Maybe. You know what's still on the table that neither Jeremy nor Rowan have taken is Sulfuric Vortex. Which is
Yeah.
pretty good card in
It's
Rowan's
pretty
deck,
decent.
at least.
It's a little slow, but
Yeah, there are some decks where it's going to be good though.
yeah, like I think the problem being is that nobody's playing white, so Sulfuric Vortex is
Right.
like, actually not amazing because
Right, yeah,
nobody's
yeah.
gaining life.
What did you think of the Shriekmaw pick out of Marcus, by the way? I think it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, like it's pretty decent. It's a really good survival target.
Jonah picks Dream Halls. Jonah, just the man.
Love it.
The man I
He
deserve.
is.
His deck's actually really good.
We're sad to not see Tyler here, but Jonah is the Dark Knight that we need.
Yeah. Like, I actually think that Jonah's drafting this deck like about as well as you can, given the way this table is shaped out. Like
That's
cards
pretty-
I would have liked to see him take are like Flusterstorm. I think we still would like to see him take Flusterstorm. But other than that, I think he's really valued most of the cards in the deck
Like pretty spot on, yeah.
pretty well, right?
Jonas
Like,
on like pure threat density for getting through any kind of permission.
yeah, he
Yeah.
has like a couple counter spells, but he also is just incredibly dense. Inkwell
I would
Leviathan
like
and
to see
Spencer.
him fight for more cantrips.
Maybe. Like, he's 4 colors, right? So he really needed to take the mana fixing really aggressively. And what, like, the upside of that is that now he's playing a 4-color deck, but his mana's good enough to support it. Whereas if he had fought really hard for cantrips instead, he would have, like, lost out on those mana fixing opportunities. So other people's decks would be better
Like-
because they have better fixing, and his deck would probably be worse.
I think you're right in the sense that like he's correct to take cantrips now. Like he's taking worse cantrips overall, which kind of sucks. But like it's sort of both. Like he probably could have taken cantrips in like certain spots, but like overall he's valued
Yeah.
things like pretty decently.
Dispel out of Adam Price. That's another card that Jonah actually
Like it's
maybe wanted.
possible because he's the only person that seems like they can play counter squall that like he should pick cantrip in that spot.
You should flow Counter Squall a little farther. But
yeah.
but Adam can play Counter Squall actually.
Yeah, or like the Forbidden Orchard pick, he should take.
Jeremy
cantrip.
takes Sulfur Falls. Yeah, that's a card that was maybe floating a little long. What's kind of interesting to me is that Adam kind of had a rocky patch in the middle there where he picked like Dark Ritual 2nd and Doomsday and Lab Maniac 7th and 8th, where he kind of panicked, I think, and was really wanted to get those cards. But actually, his draft has come together pretty well. Like, there's been a couple of random, or a couple of sort of more random picks.
Yeah.
But like right now, his deck is really synergistic and really like pretty powerful. It's
It
gonna
does
do
have the Thoughtseize, it does have the Duress.
right. He got the hand attack spells. He has a few counter spells. He has some tutors. Ah, thank God, Marcus picks the survival.
Oh, Jesus.
And Bitter Blossom, another
Bitter
great card
Blossom,
in his deck.
good with Recurring Nightmare. I feel like I'm still really sad to not see Fish in here. Kata, build Fish next time you're in a VRD. You should just do it. No matter what seat you're in. Just, like, play Fish.
Force it.
Just
Force it.
force it. Just get them dead.
I brought them all.
Jeremy
too.
picks
Brought all
Salt.
the Fish. Couldn't do it.
Jeremy picks Cascade Bluffs, trying to swag on us by spelling it in German. I know, Jeremy.
We get it.
I think if I was playing Jonah's deck, I would want...
Hercule's Recall out of Connor is pretty good. They're really drafting at a pretty fast clip.
Yeah, actually, this draft
is
is going quite fast.
Indicative
I like
of
the
players
Hercule's
who are
Recall
well
pick.
prepared. Pure Through Depths, good cantrip.
Um, I don't know.
I think Jonah could pick Chromatic Star, Chromatic Sphere on the wheel, and then it would also take it away from Adam, who probably wants them too. And I think they'd be pretty good in Jonah's deck.
They'd be okay for sure.
What is that? Kozilek?
Kozilek, Butcher of Truth.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
That's the draw 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Ulamog's the Vindicate.
Destroy 4.
Yeah. Or Destroy 1.
Destroy one.
But like Annihilate
on,
4, I
on-
think.
On cast.
I think he annihilates.
Annihilator 4, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody really knows what any of the Eldrazi do except for Emrakul, because it's the only good one.
Why would you cast any of the other Eldrazi
No, when you can
casting
cast...
Emrakul?
If you're at 11 mana, you're probably at 15 mana, so...
I mean, they're functionally the same.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
record, Adam's deck totally wants the Mox Diamond, even though it's not clear.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like, somebody needs to take this Mox Diamond eventually.
Spencer picks up Ujin the Spirit Dragon.
Why did...
I love that pick. What are you talking about? No, that pick's great.
No, it's just like... Nobody's picked Karn or Ugin. Like, I think Karn's...
No.
I think
He
Karn...
just-
sorry.
Oh,
I think
Fun
Karn's
Fun.
better than Ugin, and I think
No.
Noel should have taken Karn.
I think that Ugin's better than Karn in Spencer's deck. Because he can just play it and minus it. It's not going to hit any of his stuff. Swan Song out of Jonah, great counterspell. That's a good,
Sure, but, like,
great pick.
who's playing creatures?
Marcus, but like Marcus,
Like
Jeremy,
Marcus,
Rowan.
Jer, and Rowan.
But it also hits
I guess
permanents,
Connor,
right?
too.
Zergo, Bellstriker, Skullcrack, sure. Rowan could more or less phone in his next like 20 picks and like
Yeah.
unless Jeremy
He could,
hits
like-
on them, it's
He
like
could, like, go grab us some Hot House Pizza and, like, just, like, give us a
Ulamog
call.
out of Jonah. So Jonah picks up fourth target.
See, I think you don't want to run Elishnorn and possibly not Ulamog in your
In your main deck.
because like the thing is the draw to Ulamog is that he draws you like an entire new hand basically.
But
And,
that's
like,
only on cast, right?
That's only
Like,
on cast. So like
He's okay to sneak attack still.
yeah, like his Annihilator is what, like 4 or 5?
Still 4.
Yeah, so it's not
He's
even
he's still a 10-10, right? Like if you oath into him, it's still fine. If you sneak attack him, it's still fine.
Here's a good
Spencer drafts
question.
Winter Orb.
Which player is set up to sneak in a Flash Hall combo into their deck?
Jonah probably.
Marcus too, though, right?
But Marcus could conceivably do so as well. Actually, Marcus is probably set up. No, Marcus is set up way better because Jonah has Oath in his deck, and so
right.
Oath makes playing Flash Hulk really awkward.
Yeah.
Noel picks up Karn Liberated, which is I think exactly what Trenton wanted.
I want to see Marcus take Guy's Cradle here.
I don't love Gaia's Cradle out of Marcus. Like he doesn't have that many creatures. I guess like the one concern is you don't want Noel to take it. Maybe Misdirection out of Adam's a decent pick. I think. You're going snorkeling. Have fun, dude. Your money's on Jer. That's legit. Connor picks up Invigorate. You gotta pick it.
Misdirection finally getting picked.
Yeah, and Noel picked Karn.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think Noel should have picked up Karn and Ugin sooner.
Noel's deck. Well, Noel's deck doesn't really
Maybe
want
Ugin-
Ugin though, right? Because he can't really utilize the minus ability nearly as well.
Sure, that's fair.
Like Spencer's deck utilizes the like play Ugin Wrath your board ability way better.
Okay, Spencer totally fucked up taking the Sol lands. He's supposed to do it on the wheel, but he did it the wrong way, and then Noel remembered and got one.
Yeah. But what's interesting is that Spencer also has this combo in his deck. which is that he has Ugin plus Painter Servant. So he can actually just wildfire the entire board and be left with an Ugin.
That's true, yes.
And that combo
Yeah.
is really powerful.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Like, that probably beats
I didn't see
pretty much everyone.
I didn't see the Swan Song pick from Jonah, but I love it.
I like that pick a
You know
lot.
what's awesome is it gives them a creature.
Oh,
for your,
it's
for
insane.
your Alpha Druid.
It's
That's
probably
sweet.
better. Sort of Body and Mind. Very good in this format. And there we go. Marcus picks up Stoneforge.
Alright, so I think Marcus might have like a Reanimator backup plan, but I think picking Stoneforge is like pretty indicative of him like
well, it also cuts
he
out
actually
Jeremy
might
from
just-
playing white.
yeah,
I
like
think I would have liked to see Fire and Ice over Body and Mind.
Body and Mind's a 3-turn clock in this format.
but like Fire I don't know, like 3 turns is a lot of time. Like I
Right,
think
it
Fire
is,
and I think Fire and Ice might be better initially.
Well, so here's the other thing that's worth noting. Where against Spencer, Adam, and Jonah, you can like potentially mill all their win conditions. Like against Jonah, it's awkward because there's Neldrazi in his deck. But like against Adam, like you can actually just potentially like mill his Doomsday and he can't win.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I don't know, assuming like he might still end up anticipate going before. No, Impulse is gone
Impulse
quite
is
early.
taken quite-
And I guess Worldly Council isn't that good in Adam Price's deck. Yeah, so Anticipate's fine.
It's like
I like that pick.
the
Although
reason
Jonah should pick Worldly Council.
the reason I think Fire and Ice is better is because the clock is so much faster than 3 turns, I think, like typically.
Sure.
In a creature based aggro deck.
And
Yep.
you can use the red half of the sword to your advantage against the guys who are going to try and come at you with burn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
The red guys.
But like
Boseiju out of Spencer. Oh, that's a card that Jonah probably wanted, actually.
yeah,
Pretty-
Boseiju is something that Jonah was looking for.
A pretty important one for
I don't know why Spencer picked it. He doesn't really have anything that he
Like,
needs.
he doesn't have... He has
uncounterable.
Tinker that he wants to force through, I guess?
Sure.
It's probably a sideboard card at best, right? Just to force through his Tinker.
Do you think Spencer's going to try and take Workshop 45th to prove a point?
Maybe. It's possible. Oh! The Boseiju pick was actually Jonah's.
What did Spencer pick?
We don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
pick
Spencer
Tezzeret.
picks Tezzeret. Alright, that's even better. So the Tezzeret pick out of Spencer is fine, but not insane. But the Boseiju pick out of Jonah is really good.
What is Boseiju?
It enters tapped, and then you can pay 3. You can pay 3 life, and it taps for a colorless mana, but it makes instant or sorceries cast with that mana uncounterable.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was 2 life.
I think it might be 3.
It might be 3.
But I could be
doesn't
wrong.
matter.
And then Jonah picks Overmaster. I mean, that card wasn't getting picked, but I'm so
hold on,
stoked.
We were talking about how we didn't think his card knowledge might be high enough, but
That's true.
this guy's like just straight destroying us, like in
Yeah.
that fact.
And this table in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He's definitely looking at deck lists from like 2012 right now. Somebody get in there.
Well, I mean, you're allowed to. There's
So
nothing wrong with that.
I think Marcus is on the. I have Reanimator on my board, but my Recurring Nightmare is still going to be really good.
I
Sort
agree.
of plan.
Yeah. Thank goodness he picked that Survival of the Fittest, though.
Yeah, it took forever,
Redemption,
and I really
redemption.
like that Stoneforge pick.
Yeah,
I seriously think Jeremy should have been white, but
the
like
whole time.
I think red's fine. I guess he's only fighting with Rowan for red, so it's not a big deal. But red isn't that deep.
So I
Silly.
think that his will be fine, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
Steal Hellkite out of Spencer.
Well,
Well,
like
starting to get to the point where he maybe has too many targets.
I think
Actually, Steal Hellkite's castable.
I think once he loses Young Pyromancer, he should probably
Sage, I don't know.
abandon red and like switch to white because Time Walk is so good with Monastery Mentor.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
Monastery Mentor is
like-
like a great card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time Walk. plus
Adam
Monastery
Price
Mentor
picks
is
the Null
insane.
Rod.
So late.
Well, it's like a hate card for only one of the decks, really. I think it's
Well,
pretty...
like you can still get null with it.
Yeah, it's still fine against Null.
Yeah.
Null has a pretty good backup plan, right? Like, Spencer just, like, can't beat that card in a million years. Like, if it resolves, I think
Well,
he
like
just has to...
Adam also has a tutor for it too, which is sweet. So
Actually,
you can
no,
turn one
Spencer,
tutor for
Spencer has an out. You want to hear what his out is?
Steel Hellkite.
No. Well, that's one of his outs. He has a couple outs, actually. He also has the old cast Tinker, gets things to the steel and kill you plan.
Yeah, that's true.
So
All
maybe
right.
Null Rod's, like, not quite as insane. Jeremy picks up Energy Flux again as a hate card against Spencer.
For those of you who don't know, Energy Flux
Gives
is,
all artifacts
Yeah,
upkeep
it's
2.
3 mana. Give all artifacts upkeep 2 or sacrifice them.
Yeah. So, my one concern, Marcus picks Sinkhole. That card's fine. Winter Orb is in all capitals because Spencer wanted to send a message.
is a nut.
He's crazy.
Spencer
So
really likes Winter Orb.
So Jeremy's been picking sideboard cards pretty highly, which is fine. But my concern is that his main deck isn't actually going to be filled out enough yet with like.
Miscalc.
Miscalc.
Taking. That's a good pick. A null out of Connor. It's a fine pick. He really doesn't want to lose to artifacts, I guess. Like again, this is a sideboard card. Like there are still a
Luster
few,
Storm still out there.
yeah, like there are still a few like very playable main deck counter spells.
Force Spike still out there.
Yeah, Force Spike, Mana Tide, not really playable.
Mark is doing a good job of like just keeping this Abrupt Decay as late as possible. Like he's the
well,
only guy playing
no
it.
one's realistically playing
Yeah,
it. You
exactly.
know who could pick it up? Is Jonah actually could pick it up to play it in his deck as an answer to
Sure.
to resolve to
Depending on
permanence.
if his mana's good enough.
Yeah, his
but,
mana's like not awful.
He can pick up like a Mana Confluence or like City of Brass if he wants to.
And he also has the Forbidden Orchard.
Gemstone Mine's still available.
Yeah, there's a bunch of rainbow
Yeah.
lands. Noel picks Gaia's Cradle. That seems like a good pick. Yeah, Noel's starting to go more into the
So
creature
I don't
plan.
think Null's going to be playing like this Basalt Monolith or
No, I think some of
like
this
this
fast mana
Worm
gets
Coil
out of his
Engine he
deck.
might not be playing.
Yeah, I agree. He's certainly still playing like his first 4 picks. Yeah, Sensei's Top is a great point. Witchbane Orb out of Spencer? Holy crap.
Oh yeah, Adam really wants that Senses Divining Top. I can't believe he hasn't taken it yet. Wow. Top.
Let's see what Jonah
very,
takes
very
here.
good in the Doomsday deck.
Jonah picks up the
Jonah
Lotus
t-
Petal. Good pickup.
Which Adam probably wanted.
Yep. Man, for someone who didn't prepare very much, Jonah has drafted this deck very well.
This deck looks really sweet.
Ensnaring Bridge out of Rowan, not wanting to lose to Jonah. And Searing Blaze.
Yeah.
There aren't that many creature decks, but I guess you want to have those effects for your board. Like, they're good if they're fighting against Connor.
They're good against
Ooh.
Connor, Jaren,
Malira?
Marcus.
Jonah picks Malira.
Oh, baby.
Interesting. So this is kind of a scary moment. It probably indicates that he wants to try and get a Flash Hall combo into his deck. The one thing that I don't love about that is that means you're abandoning playing Oath of Druids.
Yeah,
he's moving
there's
into
no way
Viscera.
he's playing Malira main deck.
Like, maybe it's a hate card, but who's he hating on?
Yeah, like...
Oh, you know what? Maybe he's just bringing in... Yeah, maybe he's just drafting Malira as a hate card for Connor.
Oh, that's... Actually, yeah,
That's
very
kind of real.
possible, yeah.
Transmute Artifact out of Spencer is great.
Because I mean, even if you oath into Malira against in fact, like sure that's good.
Yeah, it's still great.
Like,
Bane of Progress out of Null.
Adam wants LED Infernal Tutor, doesn't he? With Doomsday?
He's not playing a Storm Doomsday. He's just all in on Maniac.
He's just maniacking. I don't think he needs either of those cards. Wow, him to Turok went super late.
I feel like he could go into the Storm variant, though. Like, have both.
Potentially.
So he doesn't, like... So he can have outs?
The one issue is that with a 40 card deck, like, if you you're already diluting your deck a fair amount by playing one combo, and getting a second one is pretty difficult. Pestermite from Jeremy. Interesting. Like, Pestermite and Deceiver are potentially cards that Rowan really wanted to play. Like, this is really... Like, I think Jeremy has to take Deceiver Exarch here, or take the Splinter Twin here, because otherwise Rowan's going to do so on his wheel. Like, if Jeremy doesn't take either Deceiver or Twin, Rowan's certainly taking other half of combo plus Twin.
Twin's the better card, right?
Yeah, I would certainly like to see Jeremy take Twin here over taking Deceiver, but...
He probably is going to. Like, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He's very deliberate in his picks, I feel.
Yeah, potentially.
Lotus Petal's gone now, hey?
Yeah.
Jonah picked up Lotus Petal. The Malira pick's super interesting. Like, I hope it is just a hate card, because it really invalidates your oath. I mean, I guess you can just, like, side out Oath of Druids when you're siding it in, and you maybe, like, are siding into Flash Hulk, but...
Sort of fires.
Yeah, Steph and I could also conceivably see Spencer taking Wildfire again. Yeah, Sophie goes to Marcus.
I like to see Marcus pick,
Thalia's a great pick.
that is a good pick.
That card going super late.
Yeah.
Marcus going back into the old junk aggro deck. Alright, Jeremy does pick Splinter Twin. That's a good pick. Like, it's a little awkward. he has his Cascade buffs, so it makes it castable. Connor picks up Seed Time. Excellent. So Seed Time, for those of you who don't know, it's a 1 and a green instant that you can only cast. Connor just picked Seed Time. That you can only cast if your opponent has cast a blue spell on your turn. But it time walks. So it punishes people countering spells on your turn super hard.
Yeah. No, that pick's sweet.
Like, it's going to be good against Jeremy. It's potentially going to be fine against Adam. It's potentially going to be fine against Jonah. But it's a cool card for sure. It's like mostly a hit card against Jeremy. But I'm trying to think here. Like, Jonah potentially could just go all 5 colors and pick up silences if he was really worried about not having enough disruption to beat counterspell decks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Omen out of Adam, another cantrip. It's mostly like Ponder, it just costs 2 mana.
Really?
I think I like Omen more than Portent, yeah.
Is it instant?
No, it's sorcery, but it lets you shuffle if you want to.
Portent does too.
Yeah, Horton is Ponder, except for you get to choose a player.
And it's slow.
Well, there's another reason why it's not as good, I guess. Because you
What?
probably want the instant cantrip, potentially.
I think
Elvish
I think
Mystic.
Portent's better. Like, I'm pretty sure it's better.
Maybe.
Elvish Mystic.
It's possible you want the instant cantrip for your Doomsday stack, but he already has like a decent amount of cantrips for his Doomsday stack.
Hallowed Fountain out of Spencer.
Isn't it already gone?
I smell a balance.
What's gone?
Hallowed Fountain. I
Nope.
thought it was picked already.
Nope, just Tundra.
No, we kept
Who
going
do
off
you guys-
about how Jer should.
How many combos did I play? Like 7? Who do you guys want to hear from? They're about to finish this round. They drafted lightning quick. Quick. Let us know who you want to hear from. Brett wants to hear from Spencer. Trenton's doing the interviews. We're doing 2-2-4, by the way. Telling time out of Jonah. That pick's fine.
2-2-4.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just did 2. You're going to do 2, and then we'll do 4 at the end.
2-2, yeah. Chill.
So, do you guys have any thoughts on who you want to hear from? Brett is campaigning for Spencer. Like we've already talked to Jonah and Noel.
I'd say Spencer and Connor.
You want to hear from Connor? Yeah,
No.
that
Or
seems
Adam.
that
Connor
seems
or
fine.
I'd rather hear from Adam than Connor.
Okay.
Really, I kind of want to hear from Adam at the end.
Yeah, I kind of do as well.
Okay.
Spen and Connor.
Yeah. Chad, if you don't tell us what you want to hear, we can't help.
We
All right.
will pick whatever.
All right, excellent. I'll go tell them that. I'll go tell Spencer and Connor that you want to talk to them.
Close the chat.
All right, I have to close the chat now, so I
Just
won't be able
hide
to
it.
see. Well, like hide it. Yeah, I have to like not be able to see it while I'm interviewing. So hopefully everything runs smoothly.
Oh, the cool air is so nice.
Hey Brett, hey Kayla.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
I'm so sorry. My, as you know, me and T broke up and she was moving out.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, we're dealing with that. So, sorry, couldn't make
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, so we're gonna interview Spencer Sacklund,
Local degenerate.
local degenerate,
Airing his personal business on the...
airing his personal business on stream live for you, your entertainment.
9 viewers.
All he does is play elves. He's a sack. What can we say? So we had absolutely no idea what you were going to play when you were coming into this. So why'd you choose Mox Sapphire? Because you're not known as a blue player, right? Like, you're known
No.
as a very anti-blue player.
That's true.
So,
It was, it, like, leaves me pretty open to playing, like, blue-red, kind of like tempo, which I could do,
Okay,
or
yeah, yeah.
blue-green, or something like that.
you're like an aggressive tempo style player as well.
Yeah. So just like left me the most open, and it seemed like the most powerful card after that. And I'm not gonna play like a Time Twister or like a Mana Drain kind of card usually.
Yeah, I was convinced that you took Mox Sapphire just because it was the most powerful card after Ancestral and Lotus. Yeah. Okay. So why'd you pick Tinker then? Because you probably could have went into like a tempo style strategy if you wanted to. Maybe after Jared takes Time Walk, you're not.
Jared took Time Walk, and so I was gonna take Time Walk. I wasn't gonna wheel it. I'm in a weird spot because I'm at like both at bookends of the wheel, so it's like I can kind of see what happens before.
Yeah.
I never get to double take, so I watched Jeremy take Montrevi's Time Walk, and Rowan's taking Ancestral Treasure Cruise, so I'm like, okay, well, they're probably playing blue-red, both of them.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna play like a Tinker deck.
Okay, cool. So, you're pretty familiar with this deck. You played it last time, right?
Yeah.
And it went pretty decently for you, right? You
It went a lot better than last time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
really?
last time it went pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the deck. The last time I picked like stupid cards early.
Yeah. So like this looks like a more refined version of what you were playing before.
Mm-hmm.
You grabbed like the appropriate fast mana at the correct times. We thought, anyways. Like Mana Crypt, like your first 3 picks are very indicative of like turn 1 Tinker, right?
Yeah.
Because you can go Soul Land, Mox Sapphire Tinker, or you can go Mana Crypt Island Tinker. So we thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, me and Noel were fighting though, so.
Yeah, what do you think about that whole fight with Noel? It was kind of interesting, right? And then he randomly takes Mind Twist like 5th pick.
I knew if I just committed, he would give up. he's not.
So,
he doesn't want to fight.
Schoolyard bully Spencer, just like.
Yeah.
So you bullied Noel out of the artifact picks pretty hard, but then you took Painter, Servant, Grindstone like really highly. Were you just unsure as to whether or not?
I knew that Jeremy or Rowan would probably pick it.
Oh, okay,
maybe,
okay.
so I just wanted to get it, and then I knew it'd fit in my deck anyway.
Just like a real safe pick.
Yeah, and I didn't want to go too deep into like playing stacks early, so then people start picking up like all the hate early too.
Like the crazy hate, like the stuff that you just cannot beat.
Yeah.
That's fair. Stuff like Null Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually probably gonna pick Norrod next.
Yeah.
It's gone.
No, it's gone.
Is it gone? Who took it?
Yeah, if it
was
was
pretty late.
if it wasn't gone, I wouldn't have mentioned it.
Okay.
So yeah, like overall, we've been pretty happy with your draft. It seemed pretty streamlined. It seemed way more refined, like I said, than the last draft where you were just like picking rando cards. I think you picked like a Gruul Signet like 7th or something like that. You were just all over the place.
I wasn't committed. Last time I'm pretty committed. Yeah, I was gonna play Ravage's Armageddon.
Oh, okay.
But no.
Is that why you picked up like a Holofen?
Well, that's because I'm playing the Enlightened Tutor, so I picked those 2 lands up, and then I might pick up like an Orzhov Signet, so maybe I can hardcast the Steelwind.
Okay.
But
That's fair. So where are you planning to go with your next 15 picks?
I'm probably gonna pick up a couple more hate cards. I actually think I need like 1 or 2 more like mana cards. So
like mana rocks?
Yeah, I might pick up one more Signet and maybe like a Basil. Or no, Basil Mall is taken, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. No, I'll take it. Yeah, it's just maybe like a Signet or 2 for color fixing, and then probably just like a bunch of kind of like defense grid and maybe, like Crypt
a bunch of like sort of sideboard cards that you have the ability to play because you're
yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's kind of working out because I have a couple combos in there, and then I have some good Tinker targets.
You capitalized the Winter Orb, and why is that?
I didn't capitalize it, Jeremy.
Oh, really? Okay. So Jeremy is sending a message for you. You're never going to get to untap your lands, you fool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
thanks a lot, Spencer.
No problem.
Can you grab Connor for us?
Yeah, for sure.
Spencer's deck is like very good. I think that of the people at the table, like I think there's sort of like 4 decks that have really come together very well. His is certainly one of them.
I think Jonas is the sweetest deck, but it's just me.
Whoa, harsh.
Harsh.
Well,
Just Connor enters
that.
the room.
Oh boy.
All right,
What's
so
up,
we got
guys?
Connor McCleary here, and
Hello.
we sort of knew what he was going to be on at first, but not really. First pick library, we didn't know where you were taking that. We're pretty sure it isn't a usual first pick, right? Like, it's not very.
It's not standard.
It's not very standard, but we could see where you're coming from. We thought that was very indicative of you wanting to play control.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Like,
It was just a flex first pick. At that point, like my preferred first picks had kind of been snapped up. My other option was like Time Walk, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit super hard to blue yet. And so Library left open a couple strategies. I thought it would be really sick in Infect just to be able to like keep filling my hand up with pump spells, and it would let me play the long game if I did end up going for my my plan of Infect. Yeah, and then from there I got the Force of Will on the wheel, and then I was able to just pick up some sweet blue cards just to kind of get a foundation going.
Yeah. So we initially thought that you were going to value free counter magic higher than you did.
Mm-hmm.
So like you took Brainstorm Potter, third and fourth pick, and
Yeah.
why did you take those over like Days?
I was thinking about it. Daze was right there. If Jeremy hadn't snapped it up, that would have been there instead of the Spell Pierce. I wanted to Brainstorm and Ponder for some filter, because with Infect it's really easy to draw the wrong half of your deck or have too much of one card.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. Like you have a lot of draws because you only have access to so many like actually good Infect creatures, because you're only allowed one of each card.
Yeah.
You only get one Glistener Elf for one Blighted Agent or one Ichor Mirror, and those are like the
Exactly.
3 best ones, right?
Yeah.
Like after that, you don't really have anything else. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can see like wanting the filter to make sure that your draws are a little more smooth.
Yeah. A little bit of consistency.
Did you ever consider crop rotation for your Inkmoth Nexus?
I did actually, yeah. I was really sad about that going. I wasn't sure how highly it would be valued, and I kind of panicked around pick 6, 7, and 8 because people started snapping up fixing.
Yeah.
that
We
was-
can see
that
that.
was a
So you
super-
take
yeah,
the
that was a
Breeding
super
Pool, the
reactive.
Flooded Strand. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a super reactive play.
Um,
I probably should have just gone for the crop rotation at that point, because it also gets my library, which would have been...
Yeah, which is still good.
Yeah.
So why the Time Twister pick for ninth pick? We were
Just to...
kind of blown out of the water. We were like, "What is going on?" And, like we had no idea what you were playing at that point, right? Because you
Yeah,
hadn't picked any
yeah.
Yeah,
Infect
you just
creatures.
like generic blue decks. We were like,
yeah, and
is
then
he-
Twister.
Is
Yeah,
he drafting
like-
High Tide? Is he the hero? We just
Yeah.
Yeah, the Time Twister was for just to kind of reload my hand, same way that Library kind of lets me play a bit of a longer game. So I think a lot of people are going to be expecting me to be aggro right out the gates, and so they might play in a certain way that kind of would stop an all-in aggro deck. But I'm planning my deck to have a lot more resiliency and kind of long game than your average aggro deck would.
Okay.
So the Twister's just there to refill my hand against control decks. It'll definitely come out against like Rowan's deck or whatever.
Yeah, like the combo decks for the burn deck.
Yeah, where I don't want to like. But it was a like a blue Wheel of Fortune that doesn't turn on the Reanimator list, so I valued that pretty highly. It also like hypothetically kept me open if I wanted to still jump ship on Infect and go a different route. I could play something a little different, but
Yeah, like High Tide or whatever.
yeah.
So, in this draft, who are you most scared of?
Probably either Marcus or Jeremy, for different reasons. I think Marcus is able to do a lot of really unfair things that I'm not necessarily able to interact with. I think he's one of the few people who can like race me with like an Iona or a Grave Titan or something. And I think he's got a lot of really powerful disruption effects in his kit with Sinkhole and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wasteland. And then Jeremy's deck is just sick. He's got the nut of like Time Walk, Snapcaster, Daze. He's got a lot of really strong like True Name Nemesis and stuff like that. I think he's gonna be one to watch out for. The mono red deck's a little bit scary, but I think he'll have to end up playing a little more reactive against me, which isn't his like main game plan. So he's gonna have to change the way he plays, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, unless he gets the nut draw, and I've got some like spells guidance.
And like you said, you're down to play a more conservative game anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could theoretically like play Glistener Elf on turn like 3, holding up two counter spells or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'm really interested in this library pick because you went a route that most people who pick library wouldn't go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of neat to see that somebody's building like sort of an aggro combo deck with like not necessarily a combo card.
Yeah. Time Twister also refills my hand right back up to library range if I ever done.
I was mentioning to Liam when you picked it. I was like, well, he is kind of crazy, but he can tap library after he Time Twisters.
Yeah. So that was.
you do end up a card out of the deal.
Yeah, there you go.
Totally. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I've got a few more picks up my sleeve for the last 15, but mostly just like going to be solidifying my place and really getting some redundancy in for some of the effects. I was
Cool.
pretty choked by the Rowan sniping might become immense. I should have prioritized.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I
think
saw
I
that.
wasn't expecting. I wasn't once I had it locked in. I wasn't expecting anybody to take any of my cards. I was expecting to have to fight over like the sideboard cards, which is why I was taking like stuff like Hercule's Recall and Spellskite.
Nature's Claim.
Nature's
Yeah.
Claim relatively early, like Steel Sabotage. Steel Sabotage and
Seed
stuff.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that one. That's a bit of a prospective pick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that one's gonna work.
Do you have
out.
any spicy picks in your next 15?
He
that you-
picks
that you can
Seed.
think of?
What do you want from him?
Hold on. Other than Seed Time. Seed Time, very sweet pick.
Yeah, I got one or two. We'll see if they get snapped up or if I go for them. But at this point, I'm mostly gonna be. I think I've got the Artifact hate down. I might go for one or two more picks. But I think at this point, the Graveyard. I gotta figure out something to Graveyard hate, and I think I have to figure out something to Red Deck Wins hate.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Connor.
Yeah. No problem.
So that was Connor and Spencer. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I can look at the chat now. Alright, so we're going to get the third portion of the draft underway pretty soon here. I thought Brett was asleep.
Almost.
He's very likely.
He's falling asleep.
Needs more spice. Go Drifters, go.
This
We
this
should
just
open
in.
that door for now.
Brett tired.
And get some fresh air in here, and let's open the back door. Just get a little bit of airflow. Don't talk about the draft.
It's very hot in this room. Not the most comfortable circumstances, but we do it for you, the viewer. Keep the door open.
Why?
Are they starting to draft?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We need just a little bit of fresh air.
Sorry, we
We're
can't.
dying
do
here.
this.
Oh yeah. All right. It's okay. Only 15 more picks, Kata, and then we get fresh air.
You could start sorting cards in the other room if you wanted.
Ooh, that's actually.
With the
I
laptop.
have...
You can watch the stream though.
Yeah, Brett has the sick computer.
Do you want to do that, huh?
You guys don't have to by any means. But
No.
like,
That's just like an option if you want to go to like a nicer.
I like being in here listening. It's just
Yeah.
hot.
Alright.
It's just
All right.
hot.
Well, it's spicy hot up in here. We're starting the draft off again.
Can we switch
Grimlock-
seats? I'm so used to sitting
Sure,
here.
sure,
Thank you.
sure.
This is my podcast seat.
Excellent.
So, Grim Lavamancer, pretty
Stomping ground
out of
on
the
the
order.
making
I
his
feel like
mana even
we're
better.
just gonna see for the next 15 picks, just solidifying what we already know they're gonna be doing.
Yeah,
Like,
just a lot of locking.
probably
out
nothing a
things.
little too spicy. The first 30
Batter
picks
Skull
are
and
very
Spencer.
interesting.
All
Yeah.
right, so that's like a hate card for Rowan.
It
pretty-
sucks for Marcus too. He probably wanted that Batter Skull.
Yeah,
Maybe
potentially.
with its Stoneforge
Yeah.
against like the aggressive red deck. Thragtusk. So people are picking the red hate now for Rowan, but I think Rowan's actually like totally okay with this.
I think Rowan can like very potentially just blitz through a lot of this hate.
Yeah, like he's just gonna have
Prob-
like Skullcrack
probably.
and a Tarkus command if he wants it.
Like, so hear me out. Noel does have the potential to cast like turn 2 Fragtusk.
Sure, so that sucks for Rowan, but like Rowan's probably not beating him
Adam picks up
anyways.
Lotus Bloom. Kind of an interesting pick.
I think Lotus Bloom's
Ichor
good there.
Claw Mirror. Yeah, it's Ichor Claw Mirror, often considered the third best or the fourth best infect creature.
Yeah.
It's like behind Glistener Elf, Flooded Agent, and Ichmoth Nexus easily, but
And like it's probably even with Blight
Jeremy
Mamba.
picks up Jite. Bit of a hate pick on Marcus. It's gonna be fine in his deck. Like
I think he might board GT. It's quite possible
Has
he
Marcus
boards
picked
GT.
Skullclamp yet?
no,
Marcus hasn't picked Skull Clam.
Marcus
That's
picks
just-
Ley Line of Sanctity, realizing
Whee!
what the best hate card against Mono Red is. It's when they can't target you.
And then
Ashen Rider. Yeah.
Ashen Rider really good against the Show and Tell plan by Jonah.
Yes, Ashen Rider is great.
He's also got a
Sower-
reanimation package too.
Yeah,
right?
so it's just like fine.
So
in the
we're also
reanimation
good against
package,
Show and
too.
Tell.
Yeah.
What's gonna be sweet is when Jonah Show and Tells, and Jared puts in Sower, and Jonah puts in Omniscience, and then just casts Jammercool. Goodbye. See you. Rancor out of Connor. That card's great. Like no objections. It's even the sweet thing about Rancor is that you can use it as like kind of a cumulative upkeep 1 green pump spell on Inkmoth Nexus. Like, it falls off every turn.
Yeah, but it's totally fine.
But it comes back, so
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like,
use
that's
it
like a
again.
3-turn clock. So.
And Adam picks up the Flusterstorm, finally. 30 second.
Wow, the Flusterstorm went so late.
It did. It floated for a long time. No one's picked up Delay. Like, Jonah could really conceivably play Delay. That card would be fine in his deck, I think. Like, he really just needs a counterspell for other counterspells. There's no one really, like...
Bane of Progress. No one picked Bane of Progress? That was super good.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of
that pick's
one.
great. An interesting pick.
Triskelion.
Oh, baby.
Goes all in.
I think that's designed to combo with his Tooth and Nail.
Oh, yeah, he can go Tooth and Nail for... Oh, no, he might be picking Flash Hulk.
Oh, that's possible,
Yeah.
too. He could kind of slide into Flash Hulk, maybe. Yeah. It's interesting. Still no Force Spike. Like, Jonah could really potentially pick Force Spike. Or he could just keep making his mana better. My one concern with Jonah is that, does he actually have enough spells in his deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17... Like, he's only got 17 playable spells currently.
He'll be fine.
I don't know, he's got a bunch more. Arc Trail and Flame Rift, super fine picks. I would actually kind of like to see Rowan pick up Sudden Shock.
Sudden Shock's really good.
In the sideboard against Jeremy, because it makes it really
And
difficult
Connor.
And Connor, too. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It makes it really difficult to stick Quicksilver Amulet.
What is that?
4 mana,
Oh,
4 to
baby.
activate, put a creature from your hand into play. That's really sweet. Oblivion Ring out of Spencer.
Wow.
So Oblivion Ring, obviously, hates on the show and tell. It's just like a generally fun.
And like
fun
Spencer's
card.
locked in on the S for colors anyways.
Mhm.
He wants to cast the Sphinx.
I really,
Mephidros
I
Vampire?
don't know what that does.
Nobody does.
I'll look it up. Like, I'm a little surprised to not see balance out of Spencer yet.
Yeah, he's probably just taking it. Later,
Maybe,
yeah.
I guess.
Sunken Ruins from Adam. That's actually really good for him. He needs that to cast Doomsday. Get the appropriate mana. We still haven't seen like Ideas Unbound, but he can just pick that up later.
Has Adam taken Cabal Ritual?
We also haven't seen any more rituals from Adam. You're correct.
He only really needs the Dark Ritual. Mutagenic Growth out of Connor's fine.
Nah, Cabal. Like, I think you want
Yeah, you
the
Cabal
Cabal
The
Ritual.
more rituals you have, the faster you can go up.
Yeah.
Sure. Jared takes Fidelkin Shackles. I don't love that pick. He's not playing against a lot of creature decks. Like, the only deck it's really good against is, like, Connor. Yeah.
And like maybe Marcus.
Yeah.
But like probably too slow against Rowan.
So, Mephidros Vampire is each creature you control is a vampire in addition to its other types and has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. So Triskelion Mephidros is an infinite combo. Because you can Triskelion deal a damage, get a counter, Triskelion shoot them infinitely.
Wow. Alright. So
Sweet.
Noel picking
Noel with the tech. And like what's interesting is that those are both castable.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
'cause
he
he's
can
got
cast
black.
both those cards.
Cells
though they're pretty
Persecution
mediocre by
Savannah.
themselves.
Marcus picking up the unbelievably late dual
Prohibit.
land.
That was also quite late.
Yep.
It's like I think it's possible that Adam wants to pick Reign of Filth as well. Just because he's a little
Simic Charm
Yeah.
out of Connor. I really like that pick actually. Simic Charm is really good.
yeah Simic Charm is super good.
Like it's not. It's obviously not as good as Vines because it doesn't do both, but
I'm also waiting for the
it's modular, so it's okay.
for the Apostle's Blessing.
Yep, Apostle's Blessing. is pretty
Force
good.
Spike still hasn't been picked. Which
Oh,
is like
Adam picks up the
something-
Mox Diamond. Nice.
Okay, there it is. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that a lot. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Noel here. Like those two picks are like pretty sweet.
I think maybe now that he has those, he could go into Flash Hulk if he wanted to. Thrun the last.
Thrun's a
roll.
great card against Jeremy.
It's legit his favorite creature ever.
Yeah.
That actually
Well,
that
no,
award goes.
Dungrove Elder.
Yeah, it goes to Dungrove Elder. And I think he actually likes Rock's Warmonk even more than Thrun as well. Pancake, a flipper. Or Zobsangnet.
Spencer takes it like we knew he would.
Yeah. And like that's great, right? Because you ought to be able to cast her.
Yeah,
Your
casting
trick
your
target.
6 is super real in that deck.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised to not see like Coalition Relic and or Workshop. Like like Workshop is really a card that goes into this deck and probably needs to be there.
Yeah, like Workshop and
Alright, so we just saw Quicksilver Romeo, and now he's picking up Hinterland Harmer. So, Jonah's mana is bonkers.
It's gonna be
Suffice to
super
say.
good, yeah.
Like, I think he's gonna be able to cast
I actually
his
think
spells.
Quicksilver Amulet is like not bad. I think it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a little slow, but
I would like to see, I think I would like to see him pick up Worldly Tutor, or some way to get the creatures
yeah,
from his deck
yeah.
into
Like I
his
was talking
hand.
about earlier.
Mana
World Tour
Confluence
is
out of Rowan, City of Brass.
We're-
I don't actually. This is the first pick Jonas made that I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah, it's not-
his mana's already good. I don't think he needs the City of Brass. I think he needs to start picking up more playable spells for his deck. Like he's gonna end up with.
I mean, like if he picks up City of Brass and he starts playing like Silence and stuff like that, that might be good. But like the problem is the mana confluence is gone as well. So like he only has a Gemstone Mine left as like a 5-color land.
yeah,
So-
Autumn's Veil out of Null. More hate for the counter spells.
I like it. I like it.
You have a foil, right?
Yes.
Well then,
Love
obviously
it.
it's
Yeah,
great. Someone said everyone hates me. I assume it's Jeremy. Like, I don't know. You want to play counter spells. You can't just expect your opponents to roll over and let their spells get countered. See Beyond at Adam. That's probably fine.
Where's the ideas on Bound, Adam?
Yeah, Flooded
It's like a
Grove.
1-card combo.
Flooded Grove's pretty good. Yeah, Ideas Unbound also really important for the combo turns.
You could also run. He can run.
I mean, I
Bennett,
think he's planning to play the Predict stacked, but I think you want to have a secondary card draw engine in your deck.
Yeah.
I would also like to see something like Conjurer's Bauble, Magus of the Moon out of Jeremy. Oh, big boy. Jonah did not want to see that card. Scrubland out of Marcus. I like that pick a lot. His mana's gonna be good.
Magus, but not Blood Moon.
Well, he probably picks Blood Moon on the wheel. Magus is the better one because it's actually a 2/2,
Mm.
and there's not a lot of removal floating around in the decks that it's gonna be good
Swords
against.
to Plowshares still not taken.
Still not taken. Yeah. Maybe this is the point in which Jonah realizes he needs Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, like that. That's
and,
quite
and if
possible.
it doesn't go here to Marcus, Jonah has a pretty good chance of getting it. I guess also conceivably Noel might take the Abrupt Decay, but I think he's probably in on picking more creatures. He needs more.
I don't think Noel wants to play any sort of reactive plan. I think he wants to
No,
play a very proactive
probably
game
not.
plan. So
Yeah. But yeah, like Jonah needs a way to interact with that Magus and presumably this Blood Moon.
yeah,
I mean, I can't guarantee that Blood Moon's coming next, but I think it's a fairly good guess. Let's see. Submerge. Oh wow, interesting.
so picks Magus but doesn't pick Blood Moon,
Yeah, that
which
to
is
me,
interesting because that opens up the door for Rowan to take Blood Moon.
and I think he will.
Yeah.
because Blood Moon's good in his deck. Plague Mirror.
Well, it's good. It's good in the sideboard. Plague Mirror like pretty marginal, but
I
like,
don't love Plague Mirror. I think there's maybe a better one, but I guess when you're just blue green, you don't have an enormous amount of options.
yeah, like he's not playing black for Plague Spitter,
I think I like Rotwolf
Plague
better.
Stinger,
Plague Stinger, yeah.
Rotwolf.
I think I like
It's like-
Rotwolf
it's
better
like
than Plague
3
Mirror.
mana,
I guess he
though.
wants
It's
just
like-
the 2 mana infect
Yeah,
threat.
I think
yeah.
it-
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You
It's
sold
like
me.
it's like fine. It's
Yeah.
not amazing, but
Yeah.
like I was talking to Connor and he just said like, you know, I took these cantrips because
Ooh, Gush.
I need threat density. That Gush is really good. Wow.
Yeah, it's great. Great in his deck.
He's like, I need threat density because
Mm-hmm.
there are only like 3 good infect creatures that I can take, and then the rest of them are very marginal.
Yeah.
So if I have cantrips, I can find
Harmonize out of
it.
Null.
And yeah, that's great.
That pick's very good.
And he told me, he's like, you draw the wrong half of your deck some amount of the time, so like these cantrips keep you from doing that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Harmonize is like fine.
Yep. How castable is this Tooth and Nail for Noel? Like, how realistic is it that he can cast it on like?
Oh, he's
A third
like
of the
mono
turn.
green.
Yeah, and I guess he also has Channel, right? So he can channel Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, like he has to have 4 green mana for that, but
Yeah. So
It's
it's like
still
potentially
possible.
doable on turn 3.
yeah, like turn 3, turn. He didn't even take Mox Emerald, so yeah, turn
But
3
he
at
has
the earliest.
the Green Soul Ring,
Yes.
so that helps a lot.
Green
Thopter
Soul-
Foundry
Green
out of
Soul Ring
Spencer.
can do it.
That combo's okay. It's pretty grindy and it's probably so it's good against Jeremy and it's good against Rowan.
It's probably just a sideboard plan.
Dig Through Time.
Dig Through Time hasn't been taken.
That card floated forever.
I actually don't think it's very good in Jonah's deck.
he is playing 2-card combo dot deck.
Yeah, but like he also isn't like playing a lot of cantrips
Yeah,
or
that's true.
fetch
He's
lands.
not- he's
like
not
he
gonna fill
actually
the bin up
he's
that
taken
fast.
lands over fetch lands. So
yeah,
like,
he
he's
only
not filling up the
has
bin.
he only has 2 fetch lands, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably right. Although I don't hate the pick.
It's probably really good when he goes for a specific combo.
Got shot out of Rowan.
That's
Probably another
crazy.
sideboard card against Jeremy.
Sure, I like it.
I think it's fine.
So like I feel
I
like
would
this,
expect to see Blood Moon here, but maybe not.
I feel like this dig through time is sort of like
Naturalize.
that's weird.
I don't like that pick.
He goes for his combo, it fails, and then he digs into a different combo. And
Yeah. That's pretty real.
like that's probably the use that the dig has.
I really want to see Abrupt Decay out of Johnny here. Or some way to interact with this Magus. Tarka's Command.
Jonah, what are you doing?
Well, so he's hate drafting. He's hate picking from...
I mean, like a Target's command ramps. We're not wrong. Kind of ramps.
I don't like that Tarka's Command. All right. Well,
Spencer just taking another combo. Actually, it's possible Spencer plays this combo in the main because he can fetch up. Oh no, Sword of the Meek isn't 1 mana. Never mind. It's 1 mana to activate this combo.
Yeah.
I can fetch up both parts of the combo with his Enlightened Tutor and his Fabricate. So
Yeah, he's
I guess
fine.
it's probably fine. He probably just needs another way to kill people, right? Like he probably like plays this workshop like shops stacks game, and then just like plays the Sword of the Meek and slowly kills you.
Yeah, Stefan, we know you called the prohibit pick, man. You want to come in the booth next time? Get you in the booth, calling all the shots. Coalition Relic.
Shot caller Stefan Bard.
It's pretty good. I think Coalition Relic's okay. I'm actually a little surprised that Spencer didn't take it.
Yeah, Spencer probably wanted that Coalition Relic more than anybody.
Yeah, agreed. It's
'cause,
good.
like-
It's good in Null's deck though, for sure.
Yeah, like Spencer said he wanted to be able to cast his like big things, and Coalition Relic just adds 2 mana.
Coalition Relic
Of-
now actually
of colors.
lets Null turn 2 channel Tooth and Nail people.
How
Forest,
so?
Mana Vault, Coalition Relic, Charge Coalition Relic, play second
Oh
Forest,
yeah.
channel Tooth and Nail. Bone Splitter.
Okay, he takes Ideas Unbound.
Yeah, Ideas Unbound's great, and then
Bone Splitter's good.
Yep. Let's see, Jeremy maybe takes Blood Moon now? Like, a Cryptic Command. Ugh.
I don't know if his mana base can support that. He's taken.
He's got, like, his mana is not bad, but I actually just think my big issue with Cryptic Command in this format is that it's pretty slow.
Yeah, like and like look, Jeremy's only taken 2 lands, right? So like.
We can't see the top. He took Scalding Tarn as well.
Okay.
I believe. We can scroll up and check. No, he didn't. You're
No,
right.
he only has-
So his only lands are
Sulfur Falls
Sulphur
and
Falls
Shivan Reef.
and he has this as well. This is
Cascade Bluffs.
Cascade
yeah,
Bluffs.
yeah.
So he has 3 lands, but he's also like trying to play Strip Mine in his deck, and like that's maybe a little
This is
ambitious.
like, I don't think that's a very good mana base to support Cryptic Command, especially since Cryptic is like generally really slow. Whereas like Glen Elendra, though slow, locks people out of the game once you get it.
Yeah, I like Glen.
It's like
so
Glen is fine. Cryptic, not a big fan of that pick.
Sword's Path out of Marcus.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Groundswell. Great. That's like.
Yeah,
I
I think
love
it's it's worse than Might of Old Kroza.
I think it's better because you don't have to play at main phase, so you don't have to telegraph your plays as much, and it allows for more counterplay.
Sure, but like the idea that Might of Old Kroza is worse than Groundswell is only in consideration when you're fighting burn-based removal spell, and there's only one player at the table that has burn-based removal spell.
2, Jeremy as well.
So, I guess it's like
Maze of Ith out of Null.
and like I feel like it doesn't matter if you pump it or not. People are blocking your infect creatures most of the time.
I guess
So,
that's true.
Yeah, like I think my Groundswell is better against Rowan, but worse against everybody else. Just because like sometimes
you just can't do
you
it.
just don't have the
and
landfall.
he does pick up the Ravages.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Ravages.
Takes Ravages over Armageddon because swag.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, obviously you take the older.
Oh, and
or
Jonah,
like sorry.
so Jonah picks up the Portent.
Yeah,
Back on the train. I still really want him to pick up this Abrupt
He
Decay.
wants his cantrip. Now he has to stick through time too.
Yeah,
Killer
definitely.
Flame not very strong at all.
No.
Tarfire would have been a sweeter pick.
Rashad Port's a great pick. That
yeah,
card's
Rashad
fantastic.
Port went really late. Wow,
Yeah, like that's a card I think Jeremy's deck maybe wanted. Oh, and Jonah hate drafts the Blood Moon.
That is a really good pick,
So
actually.
That's close to picking Abrupt Decay. He should still pick a way to interact with this Magus, though.
I'm a super big fan of that pick. Wow,
But picking up that
very
Blood
good.
Moon's a good decision, I think. Armageddon,
Yeah.
alright.
That pick
So-
was a very heads up from Jonah.
Yeah, so now he only has to worry about one Blood Moon effect from one deck.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a whole lot of, like, no one's picked Containment Priest.
No one's picked Containment
Like
Priest
an-
because nobody's been picking white.
Like, well, and I wonder whether Marcus will, right? Because Marcus is in white
Yeah.
now, but I don't know whether his card knowledge goes that deep.
Well, like, also he...
Savage Summoning.
Oh, no.
That's a pretty spicy one. So that's a single green one that makes your next creature uncounterable with a +1/+1
And you,
counter.
and you can cast it at instant speed.
Yeah. Oh, Yawgmoth's Will. Great.
Yeah,
that
that's
card
good.
goes super late. It's good that he picked it up now. Man, Adam has really just started to have his way with the draft. Gotten all the cards that he's wanted.
Adam took everybody at the draft table and just, like, turned them on their knees and, like,
Vapor
just,
Snag.
like, slapping them silly, like...
Vapor Snag out of Connor. Pretty good. Alright, so he picks up the Deceiver.
So Jeremy's gonna get twin combo here.
He has the whole thing. He already has the Splinter Twin and the Pester
does he?
Mite.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
he was
okay.
he's just picking up second Exarch effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good.
So the thing about Containment Priest in Marcus's deck is that
And
he's
Burial
playing
Rites?
Reanimator.
Is he gonna
so
pick
he
gifts?
like doesn't really want the Containment Priest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is in this kind of awkward situation, right, where he has like Thalia Reanimator.
Yeah, like I think Marcus.
Oh, he picks up the Mana Tithe.
Yeah, which is sweet.
Yeah,
I think
that's
Marcus
good
at some point, he like wanted to go into
Carrie
Reanimator,
picks up Isochron
but
Scepter.
didn't want to fight with Jonah.
Let's just go home after this round.
Jer picks up Isochron Scepter, which is kind of interesting. He doesn't really have any good combos with it at all. Unfortunately, Time Walk not an instant.
Yeah. I mean, he has some decent ones, right? Like, he can Isochron Scepter negate, which is, like, a pretty good lock against Jonah.
Yeah, like that's or like Mana Drain,
Or Mana
which is
Leak,
insane.
where
Actually,
he just has a whole bunch. I
actually,
think it's fine.
he can like Mana Drain and then like put an Isochron Scepter on Mana Leak with the free mana.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it's probably okay. And there's my
Yeah, there it is. Like,
no, not that surprising. Again, like, Rowan can't go that deep on hate drafting other people's like cards, and I guess like the Become Immense is playable in his deck, but Frantic Search out of Adam, another great card.
yeah, the card's super good.
Adam has really picked it up in these last few picks, and this is generally where the panic sets in.
Oh, yeah.
You realize there are 5 picks left in the draft,
And you have
and
like
all of a
8
sudden
cards you need.
yeah, and all of a sudden you have like 10 cards in mind that you would
And,
all
like-
like to have in your deck.
And Adam still hasn't picked Sensei's Divining Top.
Propaganda out of Spencer. Interesting. It hates on Jeremy's Splinter Twin combo.
Yeah.
Ancient Grudge, alright. Ancient Grudge is okay, Jonah, but you still need a way to beat this Magus in the
Where's this Abrupt Decay, Jonah? Seriously though, Adam needs to pick top. Like
Yeah, definitely. Still
like
needs
top
to pick
is
up Sensei's
so
top.
good in the Doomsday deck. It is amazing.
Very Macabre, some Graveyard Hate. Not a bad pick.
Yeah.
Red and blue not known for their Graveyard Hate.
I think-
Pyrostatic Pillars, like, great
Yeah.
pick. I like that one a lot more.
I think he thinks his deck is finished, but I don't think it's finished. I think he still needs
Who, Jonah?
Rowan. I think he still needs like a couple of like key creatures, like really good creatures.
Jonah
like,
just picked another Haymaker against Spencer.
Shatterstorm. Yeah.
Shatterstorm, great sideboard card. I'm like still not sold that his deck's complete. Actually, like I think he might still be short a few playables. But
Who?
Jonah, I'm not sure he has like a 23 card. 24
Yeah,
card deck
yeah, that's-
that he can
that's
put
fair.
together yet. So I think he might. He's like he really needs to pick up a few more main deck playable cards.
He could pick up Enter the Infinite, release the ants if he wanted to.
Yeah,
Like, it's not very good, but
yeah,
like
that combo is fairly shaky in this
Yeah.
format, I think. But yeah, you're definitely right. It's definitely an option.
if he's stuck for options,
He could also pick up Grim Tutor.
Grim Tutor hasn't been taken,
Like,
which is something that Adam might want to consider.
oh man, Noel just picked up Squirrel Nest.
Oh no!
Are we Earthcrafting people?
No,
It sounds like we're Earthcrafting
going so
people.
deep.
Distortion Strike, very interesting as well. I mean, like that's just gonna be, like, Connor again is really just like filling out his deck. No one's really fighting with him for a lot of these picks.
No.
Like these have all been pretty safe. I'm actually, you know what though, his Vapor Snag pick a couple rounds ago. I'm a little surprised that Jeremy didn't pick it up. Because Jeremy is like light on the removal.
He also has the Snapcaster Mage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's why I really like Force Spike from Jeremy because it's good with the.
Oh, top gets picked by
Oh
Marcus.
no!
And now,
Marcus takes top,
and
and
now there's-
Adam's dreams are crushed.
yeah, there's no top in the Doomsday deck, which is
Very sad.
very problematic. When you're playing Doomsday, you really want some kind of effect on board that lets you draw a card. So like maybe out of Adam we need to see Conjurer's Bauble or something like that.
Yeah, probably. We also haven't seen any more rituals which like let you go off faster. So
Yeah.
I'd really like to see Cabal Ritual or Reign of Filth here. Maybe
We'll see what he picks on. What
you can't
Marcus
pick
picks on the
Calling
wheel.
the Weak. Gush is really good though. Like he still has the Gush. Like
Yeah, certainly.
that's
Like
fine.
he has enough ways to draw cards that he's not just like stone dead. His deck's gonna work. If he casts Doomsday, he'll probably be able to kill people.
Does he have the Laboratory Maniac?
Yeah, he picked the Lab Maniac.
That's
early.
right. I remember he picked it super early.
Yeah. Huh. Marcus really tanking on the second pick. A Chroma Angel of Wrath.
Marcus not having it. He will never lose to Black Red.
True. Unfortunately for him, not an archetype anyone chose to draft today.
Unfortunately for him, Black Red, not a very good archetype when you're thinking about the entirety of Magic.
Yeah. Regrettably. It's,
So sad.
I mean, Standstill out of Jeremy, okay pick. He doesn't have any manlands. Probably needs to pick those up later. Like in the next couple of picks. Like, the Standstill's okay, although he does potentially run into issues where Unmask out of Adam's a good pick, and I like the Oxidize as well. But like where his opponents are just willing to break the Standstill Earthcraft out of Null. Where his opponents are just willing to break the Standstill and kill him. Or he's forced to break his own Standstill because he's like behind on board potentially.
Like he stops playing lands, yeah.
Right.
I'm interested to see what...
Like, I actually don't think Standstill is very good against Jonah, because Jonah just gets to set up an unbeatable hand.
Yeah,
He
like
gets to
just play lands
like,
and then set up like...
set up like Boseiju Overmaster turns.
Yeah. I'm interested... I'm interested to see what these decks turn out to be like.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
Because you can sort of see it, but you can never tell what people are actually willing to play.
Reshape. Yep, that pick's good. Just as an early question, get back to me in the chat. Would people be interested in a small update stream, like maybe a couple hours from now after the first couple of rounds have happened? We could like start up the stream again, maybe around like 5 o'clock, and
we could also post deck lists of what people actually choose to play over what they like drafted in the draft, because you can only play like.
If you want to see the deck list, we'll do it this way. Follow Can Landerlights at on Twitter, and I'll post pictures of them.
Yeah,
because that's super easy for me to do. Also, it gets you following the Canadian Highlander Twitter page.
Hey!
Which you should do.
Get in!
Forkbolt Hibernation out of Jonah. Actually, a great hate card against Null.
Yeah, just like not losing the green creature.
Still needs a way to deal with this Magus. But
Abrupt Decay not taken yet. Force Spike not taken yet.
43rd pick, we see a Sulfuric Vortex. And now it makes sense, because resolving Vortex versus Jeremy or Marcus is really important, because Jeremy has the Jite. Leyline of the Void.
Come on, Jonah. You're our hero.
Come on, Jonah, please. Like, that Leyline of the Void is like, it's going to be okay against Marcus and dead against everyone else. I think that potentially could have been used slightly better. Choke out of Null.
Yeah,
Talk about
I actually really like the Sphinx's Revelation from Spencer.
Spencer. Yeah, Sphinx's
That's
Rev quite
sweet.
strong. You know, all things considered, a lot of these decks have come together pretty well. We had like a really rocky start where a lot of the picks were like pretty dicey.
Yeah.
It was dicey, guys. It was dicey.
It was the diciest.
We had some. Oh, Force Spike finally going to Adam.
Oh, sweet.
We had people like not fighting over the things they necessarily needed to fight over, but actually the way that the draft shook down, I think everyone sort of there's Factory out of.
Yeah, he's
Jeremy.
gonna take Meatball
he's
next.
gonna take Meatball,
then he's
sure.
probably gonna take like Fairy Conclave or something like that.
Third, possibly, yeah. But like we really did have a good like people settled into what their role in the draft was.
Yeah, like
and adjusted pretty well. Like I don't think there was really any sort of like massive blundering in that regard.
LED hasn't been taken at all.
Sylvan Caryatid.
I feel like with the Yogsville now, Adam wants.
Yeah, I think Adam wants LED now because he can have hands where he just like plays Yogg-Will, break LED in response, discards his hand, casts Doomsday off of LED.
You need like have mana floating for that to be great.
Yeah, like I don't know, like Maybe it'd be better if he had more onboard draw cards, like if he had the top, if he had a Conjurer's Bauble.
Yeah.
Because then he can like win off of that
Yeah.
alone.
I'm like not actually like unbelievably sold on the power of this Yoggle in his deck.
No.
Like the things
Maybe if
he
you had
saw going
DT,
back,
the
I'm
LED
thinking-
would be like super good, but
One of the good reasons that Yogg-Will's in there is because if like his opponent just like duresses his, they don't have duress, but if they duress his Doomsday, then he's like super fucked. Except for
If he can
Yogg-Will.
Yoggle it back, that's certainly true. Mutavault or Jeremy.
actually, if somebody were to take, if like Jeremy were in blue white, he could take Meddling Mage and just like kill people with that card. Like Adam can't beat Meddling Mage.
currently no.
No.
And the way it's set up too, it's kind of interesting because they'd be coming back, and so he could take Meddling Mage last, and Adam has literally no removal in his deck. So if that card resolved, he'd just die.
Yeah, like
Well, I guess he can still win with like Lab Maniac. Well, I guess you just
Maniac
name
into consult.
you just name Maniac though with, or no. Yeah, you can still win. There's no way you
sure,
can
but like
completely lock him out.
it's
But you
it's not very
yeah
likely.
you force him into playing this like twisted image of what his deck is actually supposed to be.
Which is something that somebody could have drafted as a hate card against
twisted image.
yeah,
Yeah, if I twitch potentially.
against Connor.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hit that much, right? It just hits his Spellskite.
Well, no, it just hits his infect creatures after they've been pumped, right? Or no, never
There's
mind.
no, there's like
Yeah,
after
right.
they like there's nothing that really like unless you hit it after they're berserked.
Yeah,
But
that's
even
true.
then, you're still being hit for a bunch. Cloud of Fairies. I don't understand this pick, but
Spicy.
maybe he has a plan.
It cycles,
It does cycle. That's true. Wall of
Fairies
Roots.
is good with Shell Dog.
He doesn't have Shell Lock.
and he doesn't have armor cool either.
Yeah.
Yes,
Talisman
but
of
Cloud Fairies
Progress.
is good. We'll
That's
shell,
great.
We'll shell dock.
Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay.
Please take abrupt
Please,
decay,
Jonah.
Come on.
Please.
Jonah, just do it.
Yeah,
Please.
like I, it's just like the number one card I think I would want him to be taking right now. Like maybe Delay is another card I would be
Yeah, because
interested
he
in.
doesn't care about.
He
like,
could also
whatever
take
they're doing.
Counterflux. Counterflux would also be fine. Like there are some counter spells he could still take, which would be okay. But really, the card he needs is Abrupt Decay. He could even take he could take Sudden Shock. Like that card would even be fine. He just needs a way to kill this Magus.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Currently,
like-
he has no removal.
Dragon's Call Summit. Jonah, your mana's already great. Like his mana
Actually, the more check lands you put in your deck, the worse your mana gets at a certain point. So, like,
he only has 2 check lines.
does he?
Yeah,
Okay.
like he has a lot of duels and stuff. Like he just has. I think he only has Hinterland Harbor and Dragon's Call Summit. Barbarian Ring, Thunderous Wrath. Oh baby.
Oh baby, Jonah, just do it. Just take
Just
a breath.
the Abrupt Decay. He's probably
What's
gonna
he
take another
doing
land.
with the dream halls?
With the what?
Dream halls.
Show and telling it into play. He last pitched Savage Knuckleblade because it's his favorite card.
Oh my god.
Sending a message.
Send
Not
the
Abrupt Decay.
message.
The
probably gonna
the
play
Dream Halls lets him pitch
Knuckleblade.
past Omniscience. He has Omniscience in his deck.
Yeah, but is he just hardcasting the big creatures?
Yeah.
Probably.
With omniscience?
Yeah,
I
probably.
guess so.
It's like in a format like this, it's a reasonable plan. He also can Eureka into his Dream Halls. Not that combo is very good. So Jonah picks Savage Knuckleblade, not picking Abrupt Decay, which is a shame. We would really like to see him take it, but
Spencer really mulling over this last pick.
yeah.
He should. Last VRD that I participated with with Spencer, we picked infect card, or like we told each other that we would pick infect cards last.
But then they were all gone.
So I picked Corrupted Resolve, and then Spencer didn't pick an infect card. So
Wow.
if he picks an infect card here, he'll redeem himself.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a scumbag, hey? I thought I was bad.
Yeah, you are bad. Is there anyone still watching the stream, by the way? Send us a message. Let us know. I am lonely. No one has chatted with me in an eternity.
Sunday.
Stream chat. Yeah, Spencer really tanking on this last pick. Like I said, this is
Oh, we could be lagging.
possible.
It happened before.
It did. This is the panic moment though, when you're like, holy crap, there are 5 cards that need to be in my deck. Banishing Light. All right, another removal spell.
What was
Like that's a fine card for sure.
Yeah. He just wants random answers to random permanents, which is fine.
It is. Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't Jonah who took this one. Rafellos. All right, I'm in.
Yeah, sure.
Noel's
Hard-
deck is
hard-
so. Let's
hard's
start.
fine.
We can start. We can start
He
evaluating.
didn't end up taking like Priest of Titania or Archdruid like he said he was going to. Like he didn't
Yeah.
end up going the elves route.
You didn't end up
Which
with
is-
as many
which is,
elves
I think,
as you maybe
correct.
could've. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Good to know you're still watching, Stefan. Would you be into that checkup in like 3.5 hours? Let people know. Let you know how people are doing.
Or like deck lists on the Twitter page.
They'll certainly. I'll do that anyway,
Okay.
whether people want it or not.
Cool.
Excellent.
Who's Empty Mist?
Dan McClure, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
So altogether, like I think that Rowan's deck came together reasonably solid. He fussed around with some hate cards and some hate drafting when he maybe could have picked up some of the more contested burn spells that Jeremy ended up taking.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think he drafted his deck pretty well. Jonah's deck started out really, really strong, and I don't think it like ended on a whimper or anything. But like I do think that his matchup against Jeremy is going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
He's really going to struggle to fight through the number of counterspells that Jeremy has access to.
Like Abrupt Decay also just bought him time against random creatures if he needed it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You won't be here in a few hours. Well, maybe we'll do it anyway, and we'll see what people do. I think Spencer's deck is easily the best one so far. Oh, sorry, there's been a bunch of last picks. So, Knight's Whisper out of Adam, great pick. Wild Defiance,
Good pick,
a
yeah.
solid pick. Flash Freeze,
yeah.
it's
Twilight
fine.
Mire,
It'll hit some
good
things,
pick.
and Twilight Mire is a good pick. So, Abrupt Decay does not go in the draft at all.
No Abrupt Decay.
Yeah.
But we did.
Stormblade, right?
Yeah, he
we-
took
we-
Tarmogoyf. So
we
let's
eventually
do some
saw
interviews.
Force Spike and Manitize. So we're gonna do some more interviews. We're gonna grab the other 4 that we haven't interviewed: Jeremy, Marcus, Rowan, and Adam.
Do you want to interview JR first?
Sure.
Jeremy!
Alright, so you don't need any of my cards.
No, but you're perfect.
So we're gonna go.
All right, so I've got Jeremy White here with me,
Hello.
and he is a constant content provider for Canadian Highlander. He also is hosting this wonderful VRD. It's awesome. So,
Bye, guys.
Later, Kata.
so initially, where's the spreadsheet?
You had it right there.
Did I? Perfect. Okay. So initially, you picked Mox Ruby, which was pretty interesting to us. We didn't know what it really indicated from you. Where is the stream? Where can we see the stream? Right here?
What do you mean?
There we go. Okay. So you picked Mox Ruby into Time Walk, which was kind of interesting, but we felt like it was fair. Blue red tempo, whatever. And then you started fighting with Rowan.
Yeah.
Over,
So
like-
I didn't think Rowan would be red. I thought I could like be the only red drafter and just like draft a fairly aggressive blue red like aggro control deck. But then he took Young Pyromancer and Treasure Cruise.
And just like ruined your day.
Yeah. And just
Yeah.
like ruined everything.
Yeah, I totally saw it. So we felt like your first